Hello everyone and welcome back to GLL Wingman Season 7. We're going into the final week now. Starting on Miramar today. Where have I left it? There you are. Get the leaderboard up quickly. So we've got a couple of teams in here that are right up at the top of the leaderboard. Oh, let me turn off my music. Always forget this. Always. Never trust me with production. Obviously this is the final week now. Week 3 of 3. And for those of you who don't know how it works, we have an overall leaderboard where this group and the Maverick group, which is on the mainstream, every week the points you get goes towards that overall leaderboard. And then I think it's the top 16 teams from that will progress to our grand finals. And I think we have the top 3 teams, or I think no, it's 1st, 2nd, 4th and 6th from the overall leaderboard that we have in here tonight. Tau Zero, one of the people featuring there, and as you can see we do have the logos in. I remembered how to do it, luckily, but we're going to get right in, and that plane's looking rough.
Hello, yeah, definitely a rough plane. Well, we'll probably team from South have a little better mood this time around, but I believe if you drop good enough and take a vehicle, it's always easy to get wherever you want. But one topic before we start, I want to ask you, and probably the main topic in PUBG right now, how do you like the new map, the new angle rework?
Played one game on it. I've been busy all day, so I got the chance to play one game on it. And I died first circle, so I haven't had much of an opportunity to actually play on it. But I've been looking at it on other streams, looking at pictures, and it looks really cool. I'm a little bit worried about my FPS, I will say. Like my FPS at the minute is bad enough.
Yeah, I tried it today and get into the final fight, and kinda my PC let me a little bit down, get a little laggy, didn't transfer the spray, and well, second place that was. So maybe if they figure things like this out, it should be fantastic because it looks really great. But for now, let's focus back into the game as the plane is going. Do you expect any hot drops?
I don't think so. As you can see, we've only got 23 teams in the lobby, so there's a couple of teams that aren't playing tonight. I expect that's probably the teams towards the bottom of the leaderboard that decide they don't want to play because they can't make it through, which is always sad to see. But because of that, I think the teams that are left in it are here because they want to play. And because of that, we'll probably see everyone spread out. There should be enough room for 23 teams to spread out. Just maybe we're going to have a bit of a fight in Picado, but apart from that, it should be relatively safe.
Maybe Picado, but look a little bit north of Power Grid, and there is Turbo Banana and Curti with Intent and Dakes in the same compound, so I believe we will have a first fight there.
Tins hasn't found any bullets on his gun somehow, so there we go. Turbo Banana gets the first kill. Curti coming for the trade, but he's only got a shotgun. Actually, no, he's on the same team. What am I talking about? Dice is the Dice is on the north there. What's he found? Have a look. Well, he's got an SKS. Maybe he could do a bit of work, but that's not how you want to start off the night.
Definitely not. But those are, I think, Dykes and Intents. Not sure about their position, but they should be somewhat close to progressing through. So they would probably like the better start more, but Dykes can still do a lot of work, get a lot of points. Even as a solo in these duos, it's not that difficult as in squads, for example. So I hope they will do good because they are the two players we'll look at pretty often, and they had, I believe, pretty bad last week, if I'm right.
Yeah, they're down in, I think, 35th or 36th on the leaderboard, and obviously you need to come top 16, so they need to have a good night. They need to have a good sort of 4 games, and that's not the way you want to start it if you are one of those teams chasing the pack. Obviously, the lobby has changed every week, so we have a couple of teams up towards the top of the leaderboard combined with teams down at the bottom, based on how you performed last week. I think it's the top 16 teams versus the bottom 16 teams from last week's groups. So if you're wondering why the lobby has changed, that's it. But the other teams that performed badly last week coming into this group really need to have a great final day if they want to make it up to that top 16.
Definitely. Well, let's hope they will have a good day and we will see some changes because, well, some dramatic coming on the game, coming really high up in the leaderboards is really nice to see. We can remember from the, I believe it was Europe League win strike progression in the last day with a really dramatic finish, taken over by 1 point. So that's something we want to see tonight.
I say one team I'm quite surprised is sort of as far down the leaderboard as they are is Validate. They're in I've lost it now. Where are they? 31st, but they're only about 25 points off. So with the good 4 games, they'll easily make it into the top 16. But they have to perform in all 4. But Trico's a player I've played with a lot. I played with him in other tournaments, and also someone I've watched a lot. I think he's one of the most underrated talents around. Purely like just seeing the work he can do. In fact, the place he's looting now, he got a 1v4 tournament there, just right at the start of the game, just casually wiped an entire team like it was nothing. But to see them sort of low down on the leaderboard is a bit of a surprise. I want to see them have a good last week, but it just sort of shows you the caliber of the lobby, that a team that you can sort of...
There's the people only gone like that.
Well, did Fister run over one of them?
Yeah.
Cars just...
And they got the other one. Oh my god, that's really unfortunate.
And that's what it worked by Dice. Obviously, we said it wasn't a great start to the night, but actually it's turned into 2 points already. Actually, no, 4 points, isn't it? It's just it's 2 for kills,
yeah.
And knocking out the team that they hot dropped it. You had to wonder, maybe the other team will give that position up now that they've lost it. That tends to be how teams play, more often in scrims than in competitive, where that first game is the one where you decide where you want to go. You can test people to go for your spots, and then if it doesn't work out, you move on.
Yeah, the first game is really awkward sometimes. As you said, figuring out where you will drop for the rest of the night. Or in this case, you have one more match to drop in Miramar, then we will head back to Erangel. But in scrims, you can sometimes make the statement for other teams if you will play against them. But this time around in Wingman, you don't have that option. You kind of have to play down from the beginning, just for the second match, and then you will have to move to the other map and figure it out there.
So this is teams don't scrim duos. The main competitive play style is that squad. So teams very rarely play duos in the first place, and there is no duo specific team. So everyone's coming into this blind, and they want their spots. But it was an odd place to be fighting for. And meanwhile, Persek's going to get a drop here. It's not the best drop in the world with the DMR mag and an M249, but you're at least getting that level 3 helmet in vest. I suppose the ghillie suit, which you can use to hide every now and then, but it's more a it's not the most important thing in that crate, let's put it that way.
Definitely, but I like that gun, to be honest. It's really good when you try to catch rotations, and really good close quarter. Not sure if you saw a frag leak on Wednesday, but Paige did some unbelievable work with it.
So Paige, is he in the lobby tonight, or is he in the other one?
No. He was in the lobby on Frag Bite semifinals.
Yeah, so he's not in this group today.
He's not here, yeah.
He's in the other group. He's I think they're pretty much already qualified, the 16 duo. They're in the top 5 at the minute, so. But if that sort of team, if you're in that sort of top 10 position, you're by no means qualified. If I have a quick the points looking like. So if you go to the 8th position is the first team on 100 points. Maka Yumeleko are on 101, and then you look down to that 17th place and 76. Like the 25-point gap is it's very difficult to overcome. But if you have a bad night, if you go out first, in the 3 of the 4 games, suddenly you're looking at, despite the fact that you're in that top 6, top 7 at the start of the night, you're dropping towards that. So.
But you as well have to take into account that now in duos here we have basically double the points for the usual squad point system. So those 25 points may seem like a lot, but basically 1 win with a few kills.
Tube6 just landing some really nice shots with the mini to take out Fusion. Doesn't look like Deeks went for the crash zone, so it's like should be able to cross this safely. But I'm surprised Deeks didn't just go in for this, because they got Persek down really low and got the second knock, or the first knock rather. But it looks like they're not going to go for it in the end, so the res is going to come in from that. Compound is a pretty decent position on the side of the hill, but I think in the first circle you want to prioritize staying up top, prioritize playing for that information. But we've got a bit of a fight going on to the north here. Moonwolf sharing a compound with one of the duos that we saw have a really strong week last week, Battlestrong and Humlek. I remember Battlestrong having a solo game where he got 5 or 6 kills on his own, made the top 4, got a lot of points for his team.
Yes, and they had the game where we were kind of betting who's gonna win, when they ended up, like, I believe 3rd with really unfortunate zone on the south of the Miramar when they had to run down the hill, but now they have to battle it out with the Moonwolf. I believe it's Moonwolf Bugatti. So, but they don't seem to really be engaging on anything, neither the Moonwolf, and only Saltimate actually taking some potshot on Humlik.
Yeah, there's no real need to be too aggressive in this first circle. Yeah, you're being forced to share a compound. But talking of aggressive on this one, Chico getting pushed here. Not in the best position. They're pulled up in the west edge. He can't play, goes down Chico now. Last one up. The first spray. Can get the second? Doesn't land the shots for now, so it's a 1v1. Faye's already been flushed out, so it's just Chico versus Twist. Chico's getting pushed, but he gets the 2. He loses Faye in the process, but at least getting the 4 points for his team and surviving. So I've just been deafened by the game.
But we have another shrink here, and we are going closer to the Monte, but on the east side of the things, Desperado's engaging on Nellos and Pita. Those are hitting few pot shots already. Throwing a night, this could be a good one. Nellos will have real struggles to get out of here, but Pita is trying to hold the position.
Does he have a bike, or is he just stuck? Oh no, he's just stuck. That's rough. Yeah, Peter's trying to support Nellos at least, but it looks like Tazir and Calvin Klein are really committed to this fight. They do need to move to the circle, and they do run the risk of being late. You know, there's one thing that I think more so in duos than in squads, from that sort of second, third circles, when you really need to be in it, because it becomes so hard to move once you once you're late to the circle. It becomes so hard to get in purely because there are so many teams that are alive, so many positions already taken. You sort of get forced into contesting. So the fact that they're staying so late means that they're probably going to have to take another fight at some point, so they can at least try and secure the 2 or the 4 points here by getting the kills. Looks like Peter's going to back off, so they're going to get the 2 onto Nellos.
Nellos is down for now, and Peter seems to retrieve his bike or whatever vehicle he has, and it's going away. So Nellos will be confirmed shortly. But Calvin doesn't give up on the idea and trying to hit still those shots on Peter. But now they're gonna just grab the vehicle and leave the place for the better position in the zone. But I believe it's too late, and we can see that east side of the things is pretty populated.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, how rough it is to get into the circle once you're late. Yeah, you can sort of progress onto the edge, but from the edge there's really nowhere you can go without having to take, like, you basically have to take the fight, no real option. Somehow, oh yeah, Cameron Cloud's frustrating. I thought he got the second kill there for a second. I realised how far away Peter was.
No. But now, look at the north. Bloody Jesse and NX, they are all constantly in the blue. This is probably the first time I see them actually progress inside the zone. And the blue is shrinking once more. So they're playing on the safe side.
Luckily for them, both the Moonwolf and Battlestrong and Humlik moved out of that compound, so they should be able to progress in onto the back of Moonwolf's hill there for now. So at least they'll have some way into the zone, but I highly doubt the zone's going to go up there again. I think you're probably looking at, if you're one of these teams on the edge, next circle, you're probably going to have to crash into that Monte Nuevo area and sort of hope it ends there.
Most likely, but Monte Nuevo is clear for now. But I haven't really watched the map, but how did Humlik and Battlestrong get where they are right now?
It's straight down the road.
No, nobody really should met them. They had a free rotation there, which is kind of surprising for me.
Right, you have to expect it this circle. This, like, that road is very empty because no team commits to Monte Nuevo so early, just purely because it's a bad idea. So
yeah,
you know you can drive past Nuevo and there's no compound on the road except for where they went to, so it's sort of expected. But Moonwolf are getting pulled up on here. They've got the first spray initially. NX now the last one up. Jesse actually got stolen and Washout's gone down in return. NX might be able to win the 1v2 here. Edicor's getting tagged up by far. Masters coming in, trying to land those shots. NX is looking for the rush. He's going to get it. He's just going to lit up. The team on the compound will not stop shooting. Now Edicor's is up, but there's so little to play unless he can get down to this ridge. He has to just back off now. If he goes over this hill, Salty Mate's going to have an angle on him.
But NX took a really huge flank, and Edukos is expecting him somewhere completely different to where he actually is right now. Oh, he probably heard something or get an idea.
Well,
Maybe no.
but the fact that that team's on the north, you have to know he's moved around to the side because there's no info. He's seen his head now, so he knows exactly where NX is. This nade could be perfect to take down NX. Is it going to land? Oh, just too close. He cooked it maybe a little bit too long. Put NX down to literally 1 HP. Survives so now. Meanwhile's gone down somewhere, but it looks like NX is going to back off. But he's running right into the open here for 2 different teams. Dice and his ultimate should be able to see him.
Ultimate is taking the position in the garage.
Dice is looking for now. Dice turns around. He's going to get the freest kill of his life. He's spotted him now. He's going to line up those shots. Can he get the knocked? NX isn't full HP, so he might be able to get the flush, the headshot and pretty much instantly get the kill. He sees the fight's going down now, so he knows that it should be an easy one. But he's not looking. He's potentially seen the guy behind the ace, seen NSJ. So that's going to have to back off to a rock and maybe can't get involved. Salty Mate now getting involved though. He takes the kill onto NX, the one that Dice couldn't get. Grabs his team's second kill of the game. And now Edukos, he's last one up on that hill, but he's not in the zone.
But now we have kind of Ladrilera situation here. Wasabi and King Girl against Ivastan and Lucarix, I believe. They are in the same compound.
Yeah, they're pushing inside this little garage, but it's such a rough little spot. They're trying to come around the side, but every time they come on the north, they just get shot. So it's really awkward for Wasabi to do anything. And it's just a bit of a stalemate. King Girl's gone for a nice little nade over the top. Can he land it? I think it did a little bit of damage, but it's not going to do too much. But Wasabi gets the first knock. Now Lucarix last one up. Oh, comes for the flush. Instantly grabs it. And he's heard Lucarix now, so they know exactly where he is. Now Lucarix is backed off to the compound, but he has to get involved in this fight. There's no use just walking away. They're going to be looking for him until they find him. So he has to try and find a way to make it into a 1v1 and then to try and win it from there.
You can separate them pretty easily as there one is in the house, one is outside the house. But now he isn't even looking their way and has lost a lot of information as how they move, where they move.
He spotted Wasabi in the open area, he was looting. I don't know why you try and go for the loot, but you know there's a guy in your compound and he gets a free kill from it. It's a bit of an oversight there from Qwerty. And it's cost them at least one of their players. And now Lucarix is consider is in an equal position now in a 1v1. The nades are coming in, but they're not going to land. He can't hear where King Earl is, but he knows roughly the location. King Earl reveals it with the shots, doesn't land any of them. Gives the info up to Lucarix, and he's going to spot him out on the left. Maybe no, he didn't see him. Actually missed the nade, but King Earl now playing on the outside of that house might give Lucarix a bit of a tough time. He's actually getting shot from far. I think Battlestrong and Humblick are shooting towards him.
This fight is taking pretty long. He should have executed pretty much more quick.
I don't know why Wasabi went for the loot. I think they must have thought he just ran away, but people don't do that in Duos. It's a bit of an oversight, cost them their play, and it cost them, like, they are in the best position on the map, dead center in that compound. But now the fact that he's a solo, the only thing he can do is look inwards towards that player and hope that he can catch him. If they get crashed, he can't really do anything about it.
Well, yeah, and that's probably why Lucarix wanted to stay, because this is really the prime compound right now. That's why probably he didn't run off and wanted to fight it. But look at the east side now. There's 3 teams fighting together. Let me get already one knock on, I believe it was Tozera back then. Now it's Calvin Klein knocked by Hektar or Sillers. And Tozera now gonna have a really tough time with Calvin getting inside the zone. They are gate kept by 2 teams. Rip spotted him. Not connecting any shots, but he's gonna take out the mini and the bigger scope for this matter.
Now, Chico's got some friends here on the west edge of the circle. He was playing inside the church, and Avrik and Vinifer pulled straight up. But they're really split off, and Chico's managed to isolate Avrik. Got the initial knock. I don't know whether he knows the second player is up on the hill or not, but that first knock coming in was a really smart play by him. Got the tags up, forced Avrik into a pretty rough spot, and then just used the nades to flush him out. He's going to spot Venifer on the ridge now, so it's a straight 1v1. Lands the first shot, puts Venifer low. If he can land a headshot, he's going to win the fight. But Venifer ducks, dips, dives, gets into cover for now. Trico at least probably going to be able to get the flush into Averick. And Venifer's actually getting pushed from above now. Gets taken out. Ewang grabs the first kill. Or grabs the kill onto Venifer rather to finish off that team. Now Trico's looking towards them. Spots Ewang running up the hill. Is it UNG or Ewang? I always forget.
I think it was Ewang. I'm not really sure.
I know he's called Ewan. And his name is UNG. I don't know if you... We'll go with Ewang. Sounds good. Trico, meanwhile, does have to move in, but he's got the entire south side of the circle to play for. Ewang has a crater. What have you got? Another M249 with an 8x, which you can't put on the gun. So that's very helpful. And the Northwest Battlestrong and Humlick have some friends here. Grabs the first gifted, gonna get the first kill and the first flush of the fight. Nades do come in there, trying to get the return fight. Battlestrong's safe for now. Humlick looking for him, but it looks like Black has to try and find a different way into the circle. There's just really nothing to do. I think he has to just go for the gunfight. Maybe he can come around into La Galera if he has the time, which looks like that's probably what he's going to do, but it's going to be kind of rough to get there.
But Diggs and UPG pushing their way. They will get line of sight really shortly as they will peek over this little ridge. They are just running up now. So a few seconds and they will be able to spot probably both of them. But Blake opted to go more south. He's taking a swing around. And Homling and Battlestrong aren't really looking. Homling is actually looking for them. And Battlestrong hitting few shots. Jupiter is down to like 50% of the HP.
Meanwhile, Fuff and Zhuang just got another 2 crates. They've just got 3 crates in a matter of about 30 seconds. So they're both could be full of 3, but the southeast circle's getting a bit leery here. It's LG15 and Attila have some friends in Rip and Flammy. The shot's coming in. LG's put low, but he tries to go for the return fire. Gets the headshot onto Rip, but Rip flushes him out. Attila now last one up. The nade might be perfect. Rip goes down. Spots Flammy as well. He's going to use the nade, I think, to flush out Rip. Flammy went on top of it. No, he's going to notice the nade. Rip probably... There we go. Rip down. So just Flammy and Attila in the 1v1 now.
But it was... I think it was Sillers stealing the kill, so they're pushing on this. And Flammy now getting the final kill on Attila. But getting tagged from Trico, I believe it is.
Yeah, 1 bullet will put him down, but I don't think there's an angle anymore for Trico to use. So now should be safe. Should be able to get a position or 2 extra in the second. Black's trying to take out the Ufjo here. Fuffins goes down. Oh, no, last one up. I think the res is pretty safe here, but I'm surprised Black actually went for that spot. He probably could have snuck a bit closer. He knows where they are, but there's not really an opportunity for him to finish this gunfight off. Once he got that,
but he actually helped Battlestrong and Humlik as they were getting tagged, and Battlestrong got knocked by Ewang, I believe. Now Humlik can pick up Battle and continue, so they have to thank the Blake a little after the game.
The push is coming in, but the res has already come in first. A headshot will land put Ewang to half HP, but that level 3 helmet is going to ensure that it's not doing that much damage. But they're getting shot from the hilltop. There's really nothing they can do, but Fuffins is right in front of Black. He has to be super careful. He's going to overextend. He's just going to get taken out by Fuffins here. There we go. Goes down. The M249 coming in for Fuffins to win that gunfight out. A nice little bait and switch there by Ewang. Just ran to the cover, made sure that he couldn't get shot from anywhere. And Fuffins just went there, watched his back, made sure he got the kill to flush out Black. Somehow Trico's made it to a top 8 here. I said at the start of the game that they were needing those good games where they were on the leaderboard, and it looks like they're going to have one. He's already got 4 kills, I think. Or at least 3, maybe 4. Yeah, he's got 3. And he's going to spot a 4th here. Flammy's running on the edge of the blue. Lands the first shot. Can he land any more? Flammy's got nowhere to go. He's just trying to put the smokes out, but there's no hard cover whatsoever. 2 more bullets will finish off the gunfight for Trico. Get his 4 kill and get him into the top 7. He knows roughly where he is, but those smokes for now are offering Flammy a bit of cover.
But now Flammy has to run from the blue. And we'll have to go to the open. Meanwhile, on the north, Humling and Battlestrong fighting against Dakes. This should be an easy fight.
Trico spots him running down, but there's a couple of trees he can play for. Does go down on the north side there. So Running Hall out in 8th place, but Trico spotted him on the tree. But there's enough hard cover for Flammy to sort of move tree to tree, smoke to smoke, and progress his way into the circle. Shots coming in, but Trico can't line it up. There's just He lands that one shot there, puts Flammy down to half HP, but again he's found some hard cover. Again he's got further towards the circle, and another smoke will come in. There's only one frag there as well, so Trika needs to decide when to correctly use it, when to ensure that he can get the kill with it, otherwise he just has to go with a gun.
I believe Trika won't participate in this fight any longer, as he has to be careful about Evang and Fafans pushing on behind him. And he spotted Evang.
He went spotted in return, and I think he's got a Kar 98 and he's got the level 3 helmet, so I think it's just going to rip Trika to shreds if he peeks it. Spotted Flammy going into a bit of cover now. He can actually land a nade from there, but it's a speculative one at best.
He probably just wants to save it for later.
He's
Or
going to go
here
for
it
it.
comes.
I know him too well. Nade does come in. It should land. Oh, it bounces just in the wrong place. Just above Flammy. Flammy survives for now.
If it wasn't for that little bounce, or actually a really big bounce, Flammy would be probably out. But now Hookstar and Siller is pushing into the compound where Lucarux and King Errol were fighting before. But they don't seem to be all that interested in taking this fight, especially when Lucarux and King Errol both are just sitting in the house, is not doing all that much.
Yeah, you have to expect that those solos are going to be playing quite passively. You know, they're stuck in some hard cover. They know they'll get pushed if they make any sound, so they're just looking for an opportunity to start off the gunfight in their favour. Looking for an opportunity to get the jump on maybe Silas or Hogstar in it, and then try and use that to progress into the 1v2. Those at Ewang have a really nice little spot on this hill. It's not in the zone, but until they get forced off it, you know, even when they get forced off it, they've got a really nice spot to play, but they can hold out all these north teams. I suppose they're going so early, but it means they can group up, and it means they can really prevent anyone from coming along this ridge to that from the compound along the ridge.
But so far, Evang and Fafans actually took a semi-decent position. They have some good rocks there to play from, and a little shake they probably won't utilize because it's in the little valley. But those ridges they have seems pretty decent, and Trico will have to be careful because he has the ridge in front of him, and whenever he will peeks it, he will get spotted, I believe. Either by Evang and Fafans or actually Sillars and Hookstar.
It looks like Silas and Hogstar are going to back off from the compound. I'm not sure if they know if there's anyone there, to be fair. It looks like Silas is watching it just to watch for those snakes. He's actually going to... I didn't spot King. I thought he did. But he's just waiting. I think he knows there's someone in the compound here. He's going to spot King L now. Tags him up. The nade should come in for the flash, but Lucarix is going to get the spray down now. So now he knows they're both there. Lucarix gets the kill just about. Down to really low HP, but now Silas knows the last player is there. Knows that there's an opportunity for 2 points. He doesn't see Ewang on his left. It's moving in the open to his left, but he's not looking, he's not paying attention. If Fuffins Ewang might be able to get a really nice spot. He spots him now, goes for the spray. Can he get the tax in? He puts Fuffins to half HP. The half HP isn't enough to get the knock. Lucarix now getting forced by the blue. He's going to have to leave this house. Run in the open, but Silas can't really play on this ridge because Oof have an angle. He'll spot the player prone and get the kill and back off now. 6 kills already for Beauty and the Beast.
Ooh. And we see next trick, and Fleming will have to leave his safe position and go actually north as well as Trico. So these two snakes on the south can be a real nuisance, and Fafans probably realized it as he's trying to spot the Trico, as he will have to move in really short time, in about 30 seconds. So they want to make sure there are no snakes left. And Trico probably want to take care of Flamey before, so he's just pushing his way, and Flamey is really passive in his little dip. Getting pushed actually by Sillars and Hookstar as well, but they are getting tagged by Evang and his teammate, Fafans. So now Flamey has to utilize those smokes, and this was the last he has. So now he will have to take care of the stuff against Trico, or he won't be able to progress any further.
Yeah, this hilltop A-Wing and full Ewang and Fafans is going to come in really strong now. Everyone has to come up, and there's always a sort of a height advantage. If you can get above someone, it's so much easier to take the gunfight than it is from the bottom, purely because you can just peek with your head, and when you peek over the ridge, you're seeing pretty much their entire body as the cover's sort of lessened by the height difference. So the fact that Ewang can just make these head peeks and just see the entire body of Hogstar and Silas is a massive advantage for them.
Flamey is close enough. Trico spots him. And Fleming was down to 4 HP, so easy job for Trico. Now he will have to fight his way inside the play zone. It was pretty safe for him, as the rest duos are engaging on each other. But he's getting really close to Ivan. Gonna to prone it out. He has time. Nowhere to hurry. But the star is on the map. And Hookspar spots Ivan.
Yeah, but they know exactly where this duo is. It's a bold call, but I think Trico might be in a really good spot here, purely because these two duos are going to fight first. And he can just come in and sort of mop up the spoils. Even if he only gets 1 kill or maybe 2 kills out of it, there's still more points than you get from the placement. He's in a good spot to get some nice points here. I think Ivan knows roughly that there's someone in the south. They're trying to clear it out. They can hear the smokes going off, so perhaps this could be a bit more difficult. I think the problem with him, though, is that either way he goes, he's completely in the open, so he has to wait for this gunfight to engage. Maybe passively. Luckily for him, I don't think he's been spotted just yet, but he will have to come above this ridge. And that's when it becomes really rough. He's actually going to run around the side. He's going to maybe spot Silas and Hugstar. He sees him, but does he have any ammo left in his... He's just up a tiny bit. He's going to go for the flush instantly. He gets the knock. Gets the finish. Spots another player on the tree there, but he can't quite get the second knock in. And now Ewang has the angle. Trico doesn't quite get the last kill on Ewang. But he got the 2 points. Got the 3rd place. Really good first game for a team that really needs it. And now the 2v1 for Oof. I've seen Hugstar win these.
He actually got knocked because he just get away with the spray. I think he was sure that he gets him, but in the end, nope. Now Fafan's just holding the angle, but Hugstar throw a good smoke to actually deny Fafan's vision towards him. And it's really few good smokes. He denied a lot of vision from Ivan and Fafans, and they will have to rotate around the smokes and peek from the sides of them, which is really dangerous. Hugstar is just proning it out in the little dip, just waiting for Fafans to peek. Fafans is actually expecting him in the smoke.
Hugstar gets the first knock and he's not going to take any damage. He can spot the second player. Can he win it out? He can. Wow, it was a lovely little 1v2 there.
That was really great. Well played. He got Fafans so off the trail as where he is with that smoke. Really good using of the utility from him. And together 8 kills, that's huge with the win. That's 36 points. Not like they need it anymore, but...
Yeah, they're already right at the top of the leaderboard. The fact that they've got even more points to go for them. But I love the fact that he was able to isolate that first 1v1. He was able to get the knock without taking any damage. And from there, it's a pretty even gunfight. I think he must have heard the player on his left. And at that point, it's just a 50-50. Who can land the shots? And he landed it. Gets the win there. So both them and Oof having 2 good games. They're already in the top 16, both those teams. They're just cementing their place at the top now, making sure that they don't they're not one of those teams that gets knocked out towards the end of the night. But if you look at the teams, around them, Envik from Rip and Fleming, I think they're quite far down the leaderboard. I'm not quite sure where, off my head, but I know they're sort of sitting somewhere in the middle. So both them and the Validate duo from Trico and VII, both of those would be really happy with that first game and the ability to sort of climb back up that leaderboard. We are going to hop to a quick break. When we come back, we go straight into game 2 and the last one on Miramar. Here we are for game 2 of the night, back on Miramar. Final time. We see Deegs here running into a bit of the open front. The plane's looking a little bit less awkward than it was last time. The thing with the last one was obviously everyone had to sort of focus on the south side of the map. And now you can sort of commit a bit further up to the north, I suppose. But as you said, the fact that people were able to stretch, able to get those cars meant that you could go pretty much anywhere in the end.
For sure, but this is more fair plane. People will be able to drop, if they opt to go north, pretty faster and go for a faster rotation, which can help them a lot. So I like to see that when they have the fair start, and a little RNG kicks in terms of zones. But this is good for everyone in the plane right now, and we see a lot of people going towards El Pozo. I believe that area we saw the first fight before is now pretty much clear. So nobody is going back to that. Nobody wants to lose that early. But Power Grid getting 2 teams in.
I think Deegs and Jupiter could go for the compound to the east. Actually, I think they've been going there quite consistently. So nothing new. But I'm surprised that Hacienda's free. There's only one team in San Martin as well. So that whole area is usually really popular in duos. So to only see one duos there, it's a bit of a surprise.
Probably everybody was scared because it was so close to the fight, to the flight. They were scared that there will be so much people, and in the end, there's pretty much no one there, except for Blake and Meister. But a little bit south of Pecado, there is a lot of people.
This zone's going to be a rough one as we see it. It's gone really far east. We had a western circle last game. We have an eastern one this game. Duo's like a Envic duo. I think they're still playing this extra Radisson, but they both play for Envic. But they're looking pretty good. They can pretty much choose whatever they want in the center of that circle. We've also got the Desperado duo in Minas. Our duo from Powerful are right up at the top of the leaderboard as well. We have a bit of an engagement going on inside Impala here. Nelos and Peter have Rising and NSG for company.
Not sure they want to take early fight again. Weekend saw Nelos going out pretty early last game, so this time around I believe they would like to stay alive in duo for a little bit longer. But they're getting kind of flanked by NSG King.
The thing with that is the online guns players, they have to be careful they don't get isolated here, because if First Peter realise that the 2 players are in those 1v1s, that's when they can make that push, get that first knock, and basically have it untradeable. Peter spots Rising, but Rising lands the first shot, lands the headshot to put Peter low. But Molotov is coming in. My favourite thing in PUBG, it lands because no one in that corner.
So now both teams are disengaging, but King's still holding some sort of the angle.
FaZe died right at the start of the game, pretty much like last game. We saw Trico was able to come back from a poor start like that, but it's not what they want. But they need to have a lot of points, purely because their leaderboard position. There's not many games left. There's not many opportunities to sort of catch up with the top teams. Losing someone as early as 3 minutes into the game is going to be a really rough one. Rising is just going for this on his own. NSG's looting, and he's just pushed into the house he saw the other 2 at, but it looks like Peter and Nelos are going to back off.
So for now, the rotation's not kicking in, but El Paso, Turbo, Banani, and Coyote looking for Percek and James. Okay, they're just disengaging, looking really close to each other, but nothing coming out of it. And anywhere else on the map, it's pretty calm as well. But that's because there is only 23 teams, and as we could see, not sure if people were watching yesterday, South American Wingman, but there was, in the last 2 matches, I believe, about 20 teams, and they were really slow from the beginning. Then it slowly started to kick in, but I believe players, even if they are not doing good and they kind of know they're not going to progress towards the final, should at least finish those matches, just so it would be more fair for everyone to have 32 teams actually in. But that's kind of a different topic from what we are having here right now.
What's going on here on the edge of El Pozo? Banani and Coyote are having to back off on foot, and if they're not careful, Vision might spot them. I think he has actually seen them. He's got the 4X as well. He's going to line up the shots. He starts shooting sooner rather than later before they get into the cover. They're shooting now. They haven't landed any of their shots. Banani gets tagged once, twice, 3 times. He's going to get super low, and there's just no cover whatsoever. One more bullet will put him down, but he gets to the tree for now. But Banani and Coyote just completely stuck there behind the tree in the car. Nothing they can really do, and Vakurki are looking for the opportunity to grab some pretty easy points here.
Ooh, that car just stopped like 2 bullets that was heading towards Coyote's head. But not this one. Nice shot from OJM. And he just spots the Turbo Banana's leg.
There's just absolutely no cover left now that the Vakurki have split up slightly. It's given them a lot of opportunity to to flush out. Banani has so little cover on the tree. If Ujum actually backs off a little bit to the next bit of cover, I don't think there's going to be anything left for Banani to play. Yoti's going for the peak. He can still land a headshot, maybe get a knock and use that as an opportunity for GPO to move off, but it's not looking likely. Banani gets tagged to less than half HP now. I think one more bullet will put him down.
Every single pick they do, they get him punished really heavily. Oh,
The worst thing is the amount of meds is costing. Obviously, they're going to lose their helmets, lose their vests to this, but they're also going to lose all their meds. There's just no opportunity for them to back off. There's no vehicle for them to take either, so pretty much stuck unless they can get a knock.
The OJM still holding the same angle. Not really working out for him, and Bertzek went for a little bit of looting just to refill a lost utility. Now he's taking the wider peak.
They actually get the knock, and that's their opportunity to back off. Bertzek gets knocked. Perhaps overextends slightly, and now Ujum has to be careful. If he gets double headshot here, he's going to go down, and they're going to go out with nothing. So somehow GPO are managing to win this. I wonder if maybe they'd even push in and try and get the flushes. And they actually land the headshot. Coyote gets both of them, puts them down. It's really awkward for Kirky. They had them completely pinned by their car. And still Coyote was able to land those headshots, able to get both kills and secure the 4 points. Elsewise, we did see, I think, Friend went down. Not sure how that happened, but both of them died. The fight's finally engaged in Impala. Nello's the first knock. Rising able to get a text. I think he's actually lost his teammates already, but now he's in a straight 1v1, trying to take the car, but Peter's coming for the peak on the left side. It's all about who can land those shots. They both land some tags. Peter gets put low, and he's going to go for the res, I think. Rearson spots him going up the staircase now. Going to go for the push here.
If he would have any nades, that would work really well.
But for some reason, Peter had a nade out, and it's just not worked out. I don't know why he got a smoke out. You could hear Ryzen running up the staircase, and for that, Ryzen's been able to get both of them down. He did lose his teammate in the process, but at least secures the 4 points.
Points for them. And actually, I took a little look on the standings, and Validate, Rico, and Fi actually went up by 6-7 places. So really good last game for them, and they are lacking only 9 points, top 16. So if Trico can pull once more what he pulled last game, they will be on the line of top 16 and have pretty decent position right now. But let's focus back on the fight.
It's a bit of a lull in action here as everyone's sort of set up. The people that are trying to make their way into the zone is still out in the blue. So Wasabi actually looking for a boat. What's he doing? Yeah, he is. Interesting play. It's just, well, I suppose if he shifts onto the island, then he'll be laughing. But he's just relaxing by that boat, waiting to see where the circle goes. And the circle's actually not too bad. He comes up maybe to the east of Dice. It's going to be rough, but it's definitely possible to get in with the boat. I expect to try and come up all the way to the northeastern edge of the zone and come in around there, purely because of the amount of hard cover on the beach. But the circle's gone pretty central. There's a lot of teams into the circle. I've actually seen this quite a lot in duos. It's always squads rather. It's always a bit of a messy one. There's just look towards Bloody Jesse and NX. That compound is a really fun little area to play around, purely because of there's a lot of ridges all the way around. So kind of hope you see the circle end over there, just because it's good fun.
Yeah, it's a good spot, but sometimes hard to hold too when you're only in duo. So they may consider just taking some part of it to be sure nobody will creep up on them. But Humling and Battlestrong once again with a strong rotation coming from north. Now they will probably get the church, as Humling is gonna scout it up with Intens and Dykes just a little bit south of them. And meanwhile, Johnny hit a nice headshot with M24 on Sunday. And that's south of Impala.
Yeah, he's got to get the kill as well, because Gary's nowhere to be seen. So 3-2 points going towards Johnny there. And Saltymate's going to come in. But if he's not careful, he might drive straight through Gagi here and feed 2 points back to them.
But Gargi's in his vehicle, minding his own, trying to get into the zone, as the next zone is already shrinking. Oh, Wasabi actually stopped for a drop in the water, so he will be geared up.
Looks like we've got a couple teams all grouping up here on the sort of the eastern side of the zone. Intense Dice, Numlik, and Edgicos are all sort of sharing and caring. Edgicos had some shots towards him, but he's going to be able to back off on his bike. Whether he just drives straight into Dice here. He's going to get sprayed down by Ronin Horde. Can they get the knock in the finish? They put him low, one bullet will do it. Maybe just about to skip, but actually they finally land the shot. They get him down. Edicos knocked, and I don't think there's an opportunity for Washout. He's actually pulled up next to Black here. I don't know if he's realised. But he does now because they're shooting at each other.
He did. He definitely did realize, and I believe this is it for him. Really bad game for them. They just get separated and both get attacked heavily by different teams.
I don't think there was much they could do when they pull into two compounds. There's people in both of them, but perhaps a lack of scouting to blame there for the early exit. I think they're a team that's been really inconsistent across the games. Like we've seen them, some games they'll have a blowout, like 10. I think they had a 10-kill win one of the weeks, but the other weeks they just seem to sort of fall flat when they don't need when they need points. I think they should still make the top 16. I think they're actually in it at the minute, just about. Off my head, but
let's take a quick peek. They are Bugatti duo, right? Bugatti, Moonwalk
yeah,
Bugatti.
move Bugatti. Yeah.
I don't see them right now. No, they're in 25th place.
25th, actually. So yeah, so that early exit's really going to be rough one for them. They do still have the two games at the end of the night. The circle has gone north pretty significantly. It's actually almost touching the edge on the northeastern side. You're looking at Humblick and Battlestrong's position is really nice. NX and Jesse have a really good position, but as well, Ronin Horde's compound, they're actually going to leave it to go to the hill, but the compound's really nice to catch rotations. You're looking at all these teams from the south. It's going to be so rough to come in because everyone's going to get bunched up in the same area. You have to expect that a couple of them will try and go around, maybe into the Azahar area. But again, it's so hard to get up these hills and to use them to rotate in.
But Trico's getting pushed by Attila and LG15. I'm not sure they're aware of each other. Well, at least Attila definitely is aware of Trico.
Trico hits his bike here, and this might be his demise here. If he actually goes to these shots, he might pull up. He might be completely in the open for Attila to flash him out. He doesn't spot him again, and now Attila's got a free lineup. If he can get the angle, he's going to spot him now. Sees him on the top of the ridge. Can he get into cover? No, he can't. Attila grabs the kill. And Johnny's been forced to pull up as well, so he's been left. His salty mate's pulled off to the northeastern side. He's going to spot the first one. Can he get the knock? He puts him to 1 HP, gets the knock as well. Spots the second player. Can he land the shots? He can. Johnny gets both of them. His second and third kills of the game. Salty mate was nowhere to be seen, but he wasn't needed.
Salty mate is running away from Wasabi, who get him to like 5% of the HP. Actually, it was pretty bad spray from Wasabi, considering that Salty was just a few meters from him on the bike going really slowly on these ridges. But sometimes it is what it is. Not steady hand, and you miss those sprays. Now we are getting a lot of people on the southwest part of the zone, of the new circle. And Ivas and Lucarux slowly creeping in vehicles, to be honest. But Huckstar and Sillars looking their way. Definitely Sillars is checking it out. He spots Ivas landing few shots. That was one pretty good shot, but that's about it. Now they will disengage for a little bit.
Yeah, they have to be careful that they don't get stuck from behind here. I think they're aware sort of that someone probably towards their east, and the more they focus on that west side, the more they run the risk of being pushed from behind. So yeah, they need to watch it, but they also need to be aware that they can be snuck up on. We saw the Invictor go down on the northwestern side as well to 15 Turbo Venanio, and now racking up the points. They've already got the 4 kills, but they're both super low on HP. They need to pop those first aids soon. Are they bandaging? Problem with those bandages is if they don't pop the first aids now, the circle will do too much damage. Yeah, Kyoto pops the medkit. Should be able to make it in off that. Only pops the first aid. But I don't think Benoni has any more.
No. But few bandages in, so they wouldn't get knocked by the zone as they try to get that medkit going. Now it's chunking pretty heavily.
And I don't actually think Benoni will make it because he has no first aids left. Kyoto, no, doesn't have any either, so It's basically just a sprint race to get to the circle. The bandages won't be enough now.
Banani won't probably make it, but Coyote seems he will be able.
The good thing is Banani should be able to get close enough that he can crawl in when he's knocked. Yeah, so they will be able to get the res up. A nice heads-up play by Banani to recognise that he can still get there, but neither of them any first aids, and they don't have enough time to really get to full HP. So they're going to have to be running low HP, and that gives maybe an opportunity for NX and Jesse to secure some pretty easy kills here. The circle has gone really far south.
And once again, Homelig and Battlesprung in the middle. I don't know. Those guys probably just bought something, some third-party software to get those zones. We could see that last week and this week, once again, zones just popping on them.
Well, they tend to go really deep into the circles, especially on that their second and third phase. That just gives them that opportunity to just sort of get the zones. You know, if you can consistently be center on the second circle, there's a really significant chance that you're going to be in it towards that third and fourth. It's the fifth and sixth where it really becomes important anyway. Like at this point, even if you don't get the circle, there's still an opportunity to move in and take a gunfight. Whereas if you come to those later circles, that's when it becomes really rough. So this is the kind of circle you want to be in, dead center if you can.
Probably Dykes and Intents are most central right now, with few regions to play from. But Ghostar and Nork is probably just gonna run really close to Coyote and Turbo Banani, as well as Jesse and Enix just holding these positions. So I'm curious how that fight gonna kind of play out. And Ryozin is getting pushed by Sillars and Hugar on the south of the zone. And Hookstar, excuse me.
And they've got the nade cooked, so if they can get it in that window. He's actually missed, and Silas is going to get taken down for it. They couldn't land the nade. The res is going to come in, but if Ryozin has a nade here, should be able to take it out. But Hugstar's going to return with a frag of his own. He's going to get inside. He's going to take out Ryozin. I'm not sure why Silas tried to throw it in the window, but luckily there's nothing really doing. Is they're going to get the res. They're going to get the kill as well. Doesn't really matter too much in the end. They're actually calling it back a bit. I think they're a bit nervous that they're open to the hill.
But Saltimate and Johnny pushing on it. Oh, there's actually another fight going for them.
Yeah, there's a team in between them, but they've got that first knock now. Johnny looking for the second one. Can't quite land the sniper shot. Ivar's now stuck in a bit of a rough spot. Johnny actually lands the chest shot now, so Ivar's put to half HP. And this is when Saltimate and Johnny can go. But Silas and Hugstar, now they're rezzed. They're pushing in behind, pushing in for those extra points and extra kills. The nades are not quite going to land. And they know exactly where that res is coming in because of the smokes. Hugstar should be able to peek over, and as soon as the res clears, there we go. He's going to spot both of them. Gets the first shots onto Ivers. Lukeworks now last one up. Ivers gets taken out by the nade actually. Lukeworks is somehow surviving in this smoke.
Somehow he managed to survive, and both team disengaged that were pushing and kind of head back. Actually, Johnny's still holding the angle, but they are not really committed to it right now.
Yeah, there's no way really for them to push. You know, they know there's a team to the west. They don't know where that team is though. They can't really push for the flush without getting taken out by the other team. So it's a bit of a safety play by the Norwegian duo.
It really helped kind of Lucarix to actually stay alive. Because nobody wanted to overpick the other team, and Lucarix in the middle just was like, I'm gonna prone here. I will be good.
I'm not even going to question where Saltimate and Johnny have got that logo from. One of the weirder ones we have. It's not quite as good as the double doja.
That's true.
Ronan Hold, meanwhile, are posted up on this hill. They have so much opportunity to just shoot at things. And there's no one really around them that can punish them for it. So it's a free ADR session for them. So they're trying to up their stats. This goes down. I'm not quite sure where it's going to. Somewhere on the western edge of the zone. One of the duos we saw, I think they came second place last game. So not quite as good. I think they had a couple of kills this game though. So at least getting some points. And they're already in the top 16 pretty comfortably. So they should be pretty happy with how it's gone.
It's good for them. They had really not that enjoyable start. But now Fafans had to push in the open, so that was really unfortunate for him as he has essentially no cover to play from. Now we can see Sillars and Hookstar doing pretty much the same thing.
Wasabi, we saw take the boat earlier, somehow managed to find his way into the zone. He's going to get a spray down onto a bike here. He's going to get the first knock onto Jerdy. And now Twist is the last one up. Can he not see him in the blue? No, he can't. So Twist landing a couple of tags here, and Wasabi's actually quite no. He's actually going to get taken down. I'm not sure what his eyes were doing there. Twist dice is he's to go Specsavers, if I'm honest. But at least gets the 2 points from the first kill, and at least maybe get the placement points. I think they came 12th as he went down. Didn't spot the second player, and it's really come to cost him here.
That was really unfortunate for him. But yeah, I'm really not sure how he managed not to spot him.
I think he was perhaps he didn't realise that the bike had stopped, and that was the what's that? As also looking, obviously the blue sort of masks people behind it. It sort of blurs out the background, so I can understand why it happened, but it's a bit of a rough one. It looks like Saltimate and Johnny are looking for this drop. They know the drop's there. Perhaps not wanting to push out towards it. They do have a little sneaky Lucarux right next to it. And he's an MK14 as well in that crate. So if you can grab that thing, that is, in my opinion, the best gun in the game. By quite some mile, just because it's the best AR and the best DMR all in one gun.
It is really lovely gun. We were talking about it a lot, I feel, that we both kind of like it a lot. And now there is little engagement on the east side of the things. Homelik and Battlestrong trying to change some bullets with Meister Z and Blake, but both kind of disengaged, and now Knorkis and Ghostar has to push towards Desperados duo, which Sillers want to actually spoil that push from the south, and Coyote from the north. This is actually like a four-way fight, decent four-way fight, so I'm curious who will come on top of this. So far, Desperado is in the main position for the fight, but he has to be careful.
Johnny and Saltimate looking for a way in on the south side, but it's such a rough position. They have to move up onto the Ronin duo. You just have a perfect line of sight on them. Intense is looking towards them, and as soon as they leave the cover for Intense, Dice is going to spot them. Dice is going to get the first one onto Johnny now. Norwegians versus Norwegians on the south edge, but Dice actually gets tagged up from behind. He's going to get knocked by Battlestrong. Maybe an opportunity for Saltimate to come in clutch here. Lucarix is sneaking in behind. This might be a bit of a backstab here towards Johnny. Quite good, but he's going to spot Intense taking those shots, and I think he knows exactly where those bullets are going, but he can't quite see Saltimate for now.
He take out the grenade, and it was too late.
Intense managing to grab both kills in the end, and he should be able to get the res onto Dice, but it's all about whether Lucarix can land this spray as he tries to cross. I think he's actually maybe going to sneak closer, but I'm looking at Battlestrong are pushing on this as well, so Intense needs to be careful. He's going to get pincer between two different teams here. He gets the initial knock, spots the second player. Can he land the tags? He can get a couple onto Battlestrong, but now he suddenly hears Lucarix's his gun lighting up. Humlick goes down, so Intense at least securing the fourth kill already. Battlestrong being forced to back off, but Lucarix is on the charge here. He might be able to actually flush the kill onto Dice.
Dice is like to 20% of the HP, not bleeding so fast. This is probably the first knock. So Intense can save him if he will go for a res right now, and he seems to do so.
He has to be careful. There could be a bit of an unfortunate timing if Lucarix pushes over this ridge. It looks like they should be able to get the res in safely, and now there's an opportunity for them. For a duo that's not in the top 16, the duo that needs to perform much better than they have been. They already had an okay first game, and we saw them get their 2 kills at the start once they lost their... It was Intense that went down right at the start, and Dice was able to clutch the 2 kills, and I think they actually got a bit of placement points as well. But it's now looking to be a really good game too. A really good opportunity for them to start pulling their way up that leaderboard.
But now everybody's on the edges of the circle, as the middle of the circle is just plain, nothing really in it. Few little ridges and a few rocks, but that's about it. So everybody will come from the edge, and we can see Intense, Dykes, and Sillers really close to each other. Dykes is peeking towards the Sillers, but not able to spot him. He just could have spotted his backpack. He didn't. And Sillers stand up, gets Dykes down, finish the knock.
Intense knows exactly where he is, but this nade might be perfect. This is going to get Intense down. That's not quite going to get far enough. His intention's just going to back off for now. But if he's not careful, he's going to run straight into Lucrox's arms. He's going to spot him out. Going to land the tags, but he's going to get tagged in return. It's all about who can land those shots first. Lucrox put low, but he actually lands the spray. Takes down Intense. Ronin Horde go down in 8th place. And Lucrox somehow managing to make his way in now.
Those that are now spraying on Ghost are getting the first knock. Narc is returning with a spray. Those that are down to 20% of the HP, going with an 8. This could be a huge nade.
But Silas is sneaking in to get involved in the gunfight. There's an opportunity here for him to get 3, maybe even 4 kills. If he can get behind Norcus, get that first tag, so he's going to get him down, takes him out. Great heads up, a bit of aggression there by Silas. Beauty and the Beast looking for even more points. They've already been performing brilliantly. We saw them win game 1 with Hugstyle's clutch. Now it's Silas' opportunity to clutch his own. Desperados are looking for him.
He's hunting there on the hand, and he needs to be ever so careful.
He has those nades. If he can land those tags, he can maybe get an aid in it and flush at least one of them. But there's an orm there. He lands a lovely little headshot. Peek onto Tarzir is perfect. No way that nades lands here. They're going to back off slightly to the north. And this is his opportunity to decide what he wants to do. Does he want to take the gunfight? Does he want to push towards him?
They just want to be on the safe side. But Blake and Meister is really looking for snakes, and Blake is really close to Lucarix, and he probably didn't realize it as Lucarix just below the ridge.
Yeah, they're looking for snakes. They might find 2 here if they're not careful. Lucarix is just holding the angle. He's going to spot Black. He's going to get the knock, going to get the flush as well. Suddenly it's 3 solos on this eastern side. Zargab went from what was, I think, about a 5 HP on Lucrox down on the south side earlier to what could potentially be a win here. Is if he can clear out this eastern side, you have to think that he's going to be in a good position for this game. But it looks like that Desperados have found out where Silas is. They put him low. Calvin Klein's looking for the finish. They know roughly where he is, but they can't quite find the angle. Just going to spot him now. Silas gets the first knock, but he gets killed in return. Calvin Klein able to get the trade with Tau Zero and secures the pretty much the entire circle now for Desperado.
Now Battlestrong trying to fight it out against Meister Z, but Lucarix is pushing from the side of the Meister. And if Meister won't be careful, he will get sprayed down as well as his teammate did. But for now, he took a swing around the north side and will progress into the circle. Now Battlestrong has to be careful. Lucarix is just spawning it. And Battlestrong running straight up to him.
Lucrox should be able to spray him down pretty easily, but it looks like Battlestrong is aware that this around here somewhere. He's peeking it. Just throwing the smokes out for now, but if maybe he sees a backpack or something, he might be able to actually get the jump. And Lucrox isn't full HP, but he can see him proning in front of him. Gets the spray down, gets Battlestrong out. Enters into the top 3 with 4 kills to his name already. Yeah, I don't think he has any boosts, so he's stuck on 75 HP for now. And that's where one bullet from that orm that we saw in Desperados will come in and will just kill him instantly.
Calvin Klein is actually looking for it. But Lucarix is in a little ridge there, close to the smoke. And Calvin Klein don't have any more nades.
Now we get that star in the middle, and it's Desperado's opportunity here to get a big win. They're already up in a good spot on the leaderboard, but this is their opportunity to pretty much cement the top 16 now. Calvin Klein spotted Lucrox, gets the initial tags, but he can't quite get the kill for now. He does have that orm on his back, so if he wants to switch, he can put 1 bullet into him. With that nade, it comes close. It doesn't quite get far enough to take Calvin Klein out, but they're going to spot him. Lucrox now down to 1 bullet.
But he has the level 3 key, which probably saved him in the first place, and would probably save him also from that AWM bullet, in case it would have... Yeah. Oh.
Some really nice aggression by Desperados, but they've lost 1 player, and this is Meister's opportunity to win the game, but he's in such a bad position, and Calvin Klein has a really good angle. It's all about who hits the last bullet. Both of them down to 20 HP, and Meister's going to go for the flush, but it costs him the game. I don't know why he went for this.
No, he could take out the nade and just get it done if he didn't have one, or go to the smoke, heal up, and continue.
I don't think there was an opportunity to do anything but just take the face-to-face gunfight. They were both down to 1 bullet. Obviously, you can't know that, but if he'd land 1 shot there, he gets the what do you get? It would be 8 points versus the 2 that he got from the kill. So it's an odd decision, I think, to go for the flush. But at least I suppose secures the 2 points. He couldn't guarantee it would win. Yeah, you get 10 points more.
For a kill and 8 for placements. Yeah, but well, that was the game number 2, and now it's time probably to head back to the Erangel. So
But if we quickly look at that leaderboard, we've got, I think, all those teams in the top 5. It seems that we just see so consistently making it to the top, which is really surprising because I spoke about it last week. How in Duos you don't expect to do well in every game. You expect to find like 50% of the games where you're doing well, and then the other 2 where you're just sort of salvaging it, where you're trying to get a kill or 2 and just hoping for the best.
I'm actually curious, where are Battlestrong and Humlig right now? What position? I can't really find them. I'm not sure if they are not definitely in the top 10, right? No.
I'm not sure where they are.
Oh.
We're going to throw it to a quick break and we're back for the first of 2 Erangel matches. We are back for game 3 of 4 of the night. We're going on to Erangel now, and as you can see, the plane's looking pretty decent. Everyone can get to where they want to go, and I think Erangel is a bit of a great way to end it, because a lot of these players are more familiar with. Well, I forgot to turn the music off again. A lot of these players are more familiar with the map, especially if you look at sort of what people play outside of competitive. Yeah, a lot of these duos are competitive duos, right? There's people from Contenders League. There's people that consistently play at Open League and so on. People I've played against quite a lot actually. But you see in tournaments and also in practice outside of tournaments that Erangel is the map that gets played the most. So the fact that we're ending on the sort of the home of PUBG is, I think it's going to make it really exciting last 2 games.
It's really good, and not only because it's the first map that was actually out and the main map that is played, but now looking at the stats from 18th place to 13th, it's only 10 points in between the teams. So everybody has to be careful. And where is better thing to end it all than on the map we actually learned the best, because, well, we all played it from the very beginning. So now teams has to do those smart plays, which they can do on Erangel because, once again, they mostly practice on this map. I believe we can see some really good ending and some drama in the end.
Now, the one thing with this map is, even though Miramar's been out for like a year now, you still see a lot of people that sort of don't know all the dips, don't know all the sort of the sneaky positions. Whereas if you come to this map, I can just list off, oh, there's a dip here, there's a dip here, there's a dip here, a dip here. So it becomes so much easier to rotate when you have that map knowledge so deeply ingrained. So I can guarantee that pretty much every player in the lobby has that information. And what better way to start it off? Our first melee zone. We didn't have any across. I don't think we had any in either E or an A so far. Now we're finally going down there. It's been a pretty common feature so far in pretty much every tournament except this. So now we're finally here, and there's no one on it. No one's gone to the island.
Empty. But Humlig and Battlestrong, once again, what a spot for them. They just have the easiest rotations of them all.
I wouldn't be surprised if Moonwolf just goes straight for the bridge here. Not necessarily cross it, but if they can control right at the edge of the bridge here, they can either camp kills or they can just go across when they're ready. Make sure it's safe. See a couple of little fights go down. Zito's trying to land some shots here.
Oh my god. Vikings, what happened?
No, they landed in a compound west of Pachinko. See, you've got no bullets in that AK, mate. Oh, no, you do. It's just a bug. Brilliant. But they landed. I'll show you the.
Really close to Pachinko, but that was probably just observer bug because Averik is still alive,
still up, yeah.
fighting.
So if you leave the game before you die, when you get flushed, it will count it as your team dying.
Oh, I see.
There's still a rough little spot. Averik has 1 mag in his gun. I don't think he's got any armor as well, and Black knows exactly where he is. They have got the kill at least though, so they've got the other player. And Black actually, he's backing off. No, I think he's just going for a flank for now. They've at least already got the 2 points.
That's not bad, but the team that actually has to do real good is X Radisern, who's lost early on Sunday Botti or Gargi, one of those. Yeah, Gargi went down really early and Sunday Botti is now alone in Pochinki. And they are just 2 points behind the 16th place. So this is not really good start for them to actually fight for the positions. And Sunday Botti will have to be careful and will have to be really sneaky to get a lot of points here.
It looks like Wasabi and King L are actually going to push over. They recognise the fight was going on. I think they noticed that a couple of kills are coming as well. It looks like they're going to push over and try and secure the points. Black's got an angle now, but they're both going to attack each other. Averik, but super low. But I love this aggression from Wasabi and King L to come over. They might not get anything out of it, but the player's there to maybe try to secure some points. Black's just going to run away though, so maybe bad timing for the remaining duo in this area.
But Black is staying on that ridge, probably just still looking at Averick. No, he's looking completely different way, but Wasabi is getting ever so close, and if you want to be careful, I think Black spot him. Black spot him, or at least has the general idea. Now
He's going to get the tags, but he can't get the knock.
Ooh, this is really weird. And Sunday Boti actually pushing him towards the compound. So there's 4 teams just fighting it out against each other.
I think with this circle, because there's sort of that unknown factor of getting to the island, these teams are just trying to secure those early points. You know, we've already seen Vikings get a kill. So where is Meisters? It says he's still out. Oh, he's actually a Mossok, so he's not dead. So where did Averick get Averick kill his teammate?
Averick lost his teammate early on, and as well as
King O killed him. Yeah, so King O killed that Averick's teammate, and then Sunday's killed her. Lovely bit of confusion there. Sunday's going to get the first one. Can he get the second one as well? Is it in a 1v1? He's going to spot Wasabi, but he's actually running away. The first tag comes in. He's going to at least flash the kill, secure the second kill of the game for his team. I think, yeah, it was actually the first, but...
it was the first one. Gotta get killed by one of the Viking. I think it was Averick by the bike. A lot of things happening from the very beginning.
Been a complete mess over here, but looks like now Wasabi's the nade's not quite gonna land, but he knows exactly where Sunday is.
But to be honest, in 6 minutes we managed to lose 4 players in the area that as big as what, 300 square meters? That's a lot of fights early on.
Now we look towards the Millie Island and who's already got over there, and I think there's a very heavy. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 6 duos over there are contenders teams. There's just these teams that are so experienced with the rotations, and they've already got to the island. I think they're actually all landing south.
Yeah, that's smart from them. But if I'm right, all of those teams that are actually on the island right now are in top 16 or really close to the top 16. So they're just boosting their chances to progress through.
Yeah. Did you find out where Battlesong and Numlik were?
In 16th place.
Oh, they're the 16th team.
1 point, sharing with 303 Esports, which is in the second lobby right now.
Yeah, we saw Moonwolf, I think, are in the 20s, right? They're like 23rd, 24th sort of thing. So they're they're the only team on this island that needs to have a good game. Absolutely needs to. Obviously, Gifted need one as well. So they actually went down in that combat eventually. But Gifted need one to sort of cement their top 16. Because obviously that top 16 is not just this lobby. It's both lobbies.
Both lobbies, yeah.
The other lobby, all those points count towards the same leaderboard. So it's not just about beating the teams around you in this lobby. It's about making sure you have enough points that those teams that have the big games in the other group don't overtake you.
Yeah, like we were saying, you need to get those. What was it? This is the game number 11, right?
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, so that 10 points per game, as we say every week, that's kind of a safe side of the things that you will probably progress. Safe is what you need to get per game to actually be on the safe side. And now it's really kicking in, and those teams need to get really much points just to be secure, just to be in that maybe around the 10th place to be sure. Where is Dream Duo with just 111 points, so that's only 10 points from 16th, which is that average we were talking about. So Battlestrong and Humlik are now the one we are looking at, because actually X Radicern with Rip and Flammy are the one that are in similar position and need to gain few points.
Ronin Horde just come onto the island, but Desperados were ready for them. Intense has already gone down. One of the teams that's outside of the top 16 is trying to find a way in. It's just getting pinned to this coast here. They were swum over, but I think Desperados saw them jump into the water and just set up and waited for them to land, waited for them to beach. And now Dice is just in the middle of nowhere. No real opportunity, unless he can get a knock and try and sneak around on one of the sides. There's no real opportunity for him to survive here. Intense has got flushed out now, so 2 points already going the way of Desperados.
But Desperados seems to be just not really aggressing through them. despite they're on the safe side of the things, they are like right now in the 5th spot, so they can just go aggressively. But there's
Tasso
no need
actually
to.
hits him through the smoke. Of course he does. That I think you can. Whilst we've got a bit of a low, if you just watch, so I've got Tasso up on the stream. If you watch how he plays, he spends maybe like 5-10 seconds looking towards dice, and then he spends the next 10 seconds when he back up the hill, making sure his back's clear. I love the sort of the awareness from him that another team could be coming to third party. If third party is a big part of duos, the big part of how you progress to the late game and how you win those games. But the fact that he's so aware that he could be getting stuck up on any point, I think is testament to why they're so far up the leaderboard.
They're, I believe, 5th in this, and 2nd are the Desperados in the Contender League, right? In their lobby, they ended up 2nd.
Not sure.
I believe it was some of the height positions, so really good for them. And this is exactly what made them Canada strong. They gain all the information they can, make sure they are secure on the spot they are at, and it's paying out really. It dividends. They're playing really smart. Now they will have to progress a little further into the circle if they wish to, but they're pretty much in as they're on the military. And only one not actually in the zone is Wasabi right now, and he just stopped on the edge of the blue, probably heal up. Yeah, he's just healing up. But Mate and first Johnny getting tagged by Lucarix and Ivas, taking a few shots from Novo while they're trying to get in the boat. And they're pretty far enough now, but still taking a few shots. And boat is really low. So they will have tab rotation as Jesse and...
That boat's probably going to blow up, yeah.
Yep.
They've been forced to get out of the boat, and now they're in such a rough position. I have to swim in, but that blue zone's coming. It's going to tank them up a lot. I'm not sure if our duo on the eastern side, I don't think they're aware that the boat's there, but this duo is going to have to swim so far. That's the problem with these boats, is they're so brittle. You know, you put a couple of mags of bullets into them, and suddenly they're exploding. Chico,
I believe
what's
it's
going on here?
35 fives per boat, if I'm right.
I think it's a little bit more on the boat. No, Chico's been knocked. He's been flushed. Obviously, we saw Faye go down early the last two games. This time it's Chico's time to go down, but Faye's going to escape in a car for now. They're pulled up on the plains. And they're pretty decent position, but it's completely in the open for the Beauty and the Beast duo. It's just going to dive now into the center middle. So we saw the second circle center up nicely on the military base. So a lot of these teams are sort of opting to crash not necessarily into it, but into the area around it.
I'm curious what is Battlestrong doing. He took his vehicle, went for a swing, and Educas is just watching him now.
Was he not going to get a vehicle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he went to get the vehicle that was on the road, right? Because they only had one.
I'm not really sure. Maybe. I haven't saw before, but I think they went in two. Hold up. We'll take a little look. F2 day she has there right now, so... Yeah, probably had only one vehicle.
I like this play by Ivers and Nukrock because they knew that that duo had been forced to pull up in the water with the boat, and now they just ran on the ridge and they're just spending the rest of the time just holding it, looking for that duo who will have to swim here. Not looking in the right area for now, but there's just no real opportunity, I don't think, for the Counter-Strike duo to get in. There's Spot's ultimate there, he's just trying to sneak in, but they're so close to dying. I don't think there's any opportunity for them to actually make the coast, and even if they do make the coast, to make the zone. Lagro, we're just going to back off and give up on it for now.
Maid is actually able to get a heal on. And
We've
continue on swimming.
Got a bit of a fight going on here. Is Ufa trying to push up on the road, and Nelos is set up at a really nice little off angle here. He's up on top of the bridge. He's actually above them, but his teammate goes down. Peter's down. Uf now trying to sneak up, but they have no idea where Nelos is. He's got such a weird angle. He's going to get a free spray onto Fuffins, knocks him down with no return. He actually put Erang low. He's going to get the tags up, going to get the flush. A lovely little sneak attack by Nelos here. Should be able to get the res as well. He's going to, yeah.
Definitely.
Looked like he was going to go. He looked like he was going to go loot there for a second. I don't think he'd realised Peter had gone down, but the rest is going to come in. The 2 kills for Nelos. Third of the game for first Peter now.
Well, be honest. You have that one teammate that will go loot before he will pick you up, just so he would get everything he wants. There's always one of those in the team.
I tend to use that as a sign that I shouldn't play with them.
That's yeah, that's about true. But every now and then you run into those kind of players.
Wasabi's still swimming on the north side. He's actually going to be able to get into the zone really easily. Because the blue zone's slow enough that he can make it to the island. And then from there, the entire north side of the circle is empty except for Desperado. The military base is getting very congested now as everyone's sort of committing to it. That's the thing with Joe is I think people don't really understand the meta yet. They don't really understand how teams rotate or why they go to certain positions. In squads, there's a much better understanding of how other teams play, and you can play off the back of that. So like one thing you do in squads is if you're in a rough spot, you're going to crush the military base because you wouldn't expect teams to be in there. Because it's quite a hard spot, especially if you want to leave. If the circle goes north, crossing that road is really rough.
Exactly.
But the thing with duos is so many teams get into that position where they're like, oh, it's a rough spot, let's just crash. And you end up with a military base that's got, what, like 5-6 teams in it? You include the teams on the edge and all these teams on the south side who need to get in. Whereas if this was a squads game, I can guarantee like 80% of the players would be north of that road.
For sure. But yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to get inside those compounds when you kind of know you can't leave them. That's mostly for the cities. You know that if you shoot from the position you are in and you are in the city, someone gonna definitely hold you up. But in duels, there is pretty much more teams fighting against each other, so you have them kind of making you wait as they start to engage towards the other team because they can't really focus on you.
Eastern edge of the zone is getting a bit messy here as Zadira and Bloody Jesse are trying to hold out the Zagreb duo. Ivers goes down and there's just, given the amount of damage the blue zone's doing, I don't think there's any opportunity for the res. The Karks just has to med up, try and survive it, but there's only so many first aids he can pop before he has to make this push. He's going to get spotted as he tries to run. Zadira's getting the spray down. Can he get the knock? Not quite, but he puts the Karks low for now. Let's be careful.
I believe it was Zone, not really Zdera, who put the Lucarix really down. And this one is chunking a lot of health.
So we're on to the fourth zone now, but this circle has gone relatively central. There's a little bit of the military base left in, but if you look, still the north side of the road is just so empty. There's so much opportunity for Desperado to just sort of go AFK. They can go watch a film for a bit. Maybe can watch a stream.
Yeah, we would like them here for sure.
Could do with the views.
Yeah, just to boost the numbers. Battlestorm getting knocked outside the zone by Sillers, and Humlig actually is going for him. Hookster and Sillers, meanwhile, swapped their focus on other teams.
Mumo for getting some people driving past them here. This is Johnny and Saltibate on the bike, trying to get in. It looks like they're actually going to drive past everyone. If they can get onto this hill, suddenly they're into the open territory. They're actually going to find that there's just so much opportunity to play around here. They're going to get the hill. They're pretty much dead center now. It's just no one's in that central area.
Ooh, this is really tough for Battlestrong. Now he has to kind of get away from there. Humlig got found by Knorkis. But he will just heal up for a moment. And look on the east. Watch out. Fighting it out.
Peter grabs one kill. He gets the second as well. Actually, Coyote came in to help him. And Lukarik somehow, from the blue zone, somehow he survived. He's managed to make it into the zone. And he's got a kill. And just took out, what, 3 teams.
Moonwolf actually helped him because they gotta get rid of the team that was holding him back. And now he just swept there and take, well, only one player down, but that was enough to secure. What was it? 3 teams going down right now? 2, 3 teams?
It was 3, yeah. But so the first Peter duo at least got a couple of kills out of it. We saw them get the kills towards the bridge earlier. So they're at least probably going to be a bit happy with the game. But you have to think these mini circles are often an opportunity to get really good placement, surely because of the fact that it gets so messy. If you could just be the team that avoids the mess, a team like Desperado, a team like probably Saltimate and Fistajoni now, that's your opportunity for a really massive game. And that Counter-Strike duo is a team that really needs it.
Lucarix now pushing towards Reap, and he will get ever so close. Not really looking for the snakes right now. He's just running in, trying to spot something, but I believe Reap will spot him now. And with a good spray on the head, Lucarix down in 10th place.
not sure about this aggression from Counter-Strike here. They're pushing towards the east side where they heard those shots. They're giving up the hilltop for now. I can understand the need for the punch. They're a team that's a little bit far off the top 16 for now. They have a really nice little hilltop that they could use for the late game to have a really good game. So I want to see them just hold it. Play a little bit slowly. I actually used to be on a team with Johnny back in the day. He was one
I
of,
had to break
it was,
them, but they're in 35th place with only 64 points, so they need to grab at least 25 points per game.
but then there's this sort of decision: do you go for the kills as well, or do you just play for the late game? You know, do you hope that you can make it to the top 2, top 3 positions with it, and then get those kills on the end, or do you go for the points early on? You know, we saw First Peter, one of the teams that went for a lot of kills. I think they had 5 and went down like 15th, 16th. Whereas this team now, with the 2 kills already, there's 4 points. They're already in the top 9. But now they're sort of in a position. Can he hear Rip? He must be able to hear Rip.
Rip just gonna run towards them.
Yeah, Johnny, I think she heard him now. He's running straight in between the 2 of them. He's actually, I'm not sure how Johnny's lost that gunfight, but Rip is now, is he going to get both of them? He is somehow. He's just walked on top of them and got both of them.
I believe Johnny was looking completely the other way around and didn't want to make any noise as he was turning.
And good people only have just been given half the zone on their own there. I'm not sure what happened there with the Counter-Strike duo, but Rip was able to just grab 4 points for free. And good people only were able to grab an entry to the circle for free. So they will probably still have to deal with Hugstar and Silas down the ridge. But it made it significantly easier for them. And now Silas engages the gunfight.
He's spray down to half HP.
Coyote gets put low, but if they can take the high ground, if they can run a bit north. But it actually looks like Hugstar's got there first, so Hugstar's got the hill now, and suddenly it gets a lot harder for GPO.
But Coyote is on some sort of a flank. If he will be able to execute on that.
Yeah, but he needs to do it sooner rather than later, otherwise Banani's going to go down. He's making a sneak up, he's going to spot Silas, but I'm not sure he's aware Hugstar's below him. It's all about who spots who first, and I don't think he saw him. He did see him briefly on the bottom of his screen, but he couldn't. At least he wasn't aware it was happening. And now Silas has got that first knock. Hugstar can push on this a bit more aggressively. This is probably an opportunity for Beauty and the Beast to just mop up this duo. Let's go spot it. Hugstar actually gets taken down. It's going to get put no, and now Silas needs to be aggressive if he wants to save his teammate. Silas gets the spray down, but Hugstar's right on the edge of the blue now. I don't think there's an opportunity. Unless he can crawl in, but no, the blue's just ticking too hard. I don't think there's any way Hugstar makes this. Silas goes after the blue.
There is not, and Desperados are looking for it once again.
But they are down the valley for now, so I think they're just going to take the hilltop and relax. The circle has actually shifted back towards the melee base. And we saw Trico in game 1 get a really good snake in for Validator. Now Faye is returning the favour. Somehow managed to make it into the top 6. I'm not sure he has any kills. No, he's got 0 kills, but he's in the circle. Potentially an opportunity, based on the fact that he's the only team on the south side of this road. It's an opportunity for him to have a really good game here. Silas is engaged on Desperados meanwhile. He's got Calvin Klein down. He's going to get the flush as well, most likely. One more bullet, probably do it. There you go. He gets the kill, gets the 4th of the game. Tazir is just nowhere to be seen. He was not close enough for the trade there. Silas suddenly in a pretty decent position.
And those are getting shot at by Ghostar. So he has to be careful, run in that little valley down the hill. But on the north side of the things, Wasabi is pushing toward Deeks and Upejik. And we haven't saw them all that much today. Now they have the player pushing just behind them as they turned away from him.
Silas has spotted Tazir up on the hilltop. He's already hit him twice. Can he hit him the 3rd shot? Not quite. Tazir just about able to get into cover. It's a really nice little spot by Silas there. Actually got a bike that he can use to get a bit further into the zone, but we've got a bit of a gunfight going on. Wasabi is engaged onto a friend here, but Deeks is able to get the trade here as Jupiter goes down. The res will come in, and they'll have this north side pretty much clear. It looks like Ghost Star's looking towards it, maybe looking to make a peek, looking to make a bit of aggression. Controlling the center of the circle for now.
Well, basically, Tauzera is now on the highest hill, so he is in a really good position, but he will eventually have to push out, as he's really edging the zone. But for now, he's trying to hold off the Sealers. we will have to run in the zone in a short time. And I'm not really sure what is his plan on doing so. But Towser actually spots Diggs and turned his focus on him.
He should be able to
First
get a
shot
pretty
misses.
simple knock here, but it's actually a little ridge that's saving Diggs, and he just gets shot in the back, double tapped in the face. Upasik with a lovely little shot with the mini there, puts him down, puts him out for the counter, secures the 2 points for his team. Silas managed to get a crate, I think. I'm not sure if it was already looted. What gun did he get? What did he have on his back? What's this SLR? What's in the crate? M249.
Once again.
Doesn't like it. But meanwhile, friend of engaged onto powerful. Ghost has already gone down. I think they know somewhere, roughly where Norcus is. The nades are going in the general area, but not quite close enough.
They don't want to overpeak the hill, as Norcus is just brawling down, trying to hold it off.
The nade actually puts him low. He's really low at HP now. But Silas cresting on top of the hill, looking for the engagement. As always, being super aggressive. I think we've seen him pretty much everything he plays. He's just always looking for these kills, always hunting for the good performances.
Yeah, this is really good 3A fight, but Silars can overstep a little bit. But now Upasik is in a dangerous position, getting tagged. Actually, few shots landed also inside the smoke, and the nade is going that way. Not sure it will be able to connect. It's really good nade by Silas.
Silas doesn't miss. I've never seen him miss. I've never seen him lose 1v2s. And the second nade is going to go into the tree. It would have been perfect. It would have been perfect. But this third nade, third time's a charm, goes straight in. I think it's actually landed on the body, but no, it's gone slightly too far. So the res will come in. Upasik comes back up, and now powerful strikes. Norcus gets the kill. Can he get a kill onto the friend duo as well? He's already made it into the top 3. Down to 7 HP and stuck on a tree though. So it's looking a bit rough. But Diggs and Upasik looking for the top 2. Norcus knows exactly where Diggs is. This nade might be perfect. Let's force him out of the cover, and it is perfect. It gets Diggs down. Doesn't quite spot Upasik for now, but he's going to be able to get the flush. Going to be able to grab the 2 points at the least.
And suddenly we have 3 solos in the game, and 5 finally get out of his building.
He's been sat in the room since I think like circle 2, and now he's suddenly in an opportunity to just win the game.
I actually checked him for a bit, and he saw actually being AFK, no movement, not a single head shake, just sitting there in the corner, minding his own business. So now he has the good position, and he's actually flanking Norcus from the east side.
If he gets up on this hilltop, he will be able to spot Norcus, I think, from the top. But he has to be careful he doesn't overextend and put himself in a position for Upasik to strike. But he spotted him now. Man, a couple shots, I think. Did he actually get spotted by Norcus? I'm not sure. The gun of a sprayed was not his gun.
This is really bad for Norcus, just between 2 players.
I think he knows Faye is up there. Unless he was shooting towards Upasik, but this nade is actually going to be speculative at best, but he sees exactly where Norcus is. Can he get the tags? One more bullet will do it, but he actually gets tagged up quite significantly. He needs to be careful now. He's low HP, and Upasik perhaps an opportunity to win this phase. At least secure the top 2, at least secure the 2 points for the kill on Norcus. Now the 1v1 to win the game. That's exactly where Upasik is, down on the west side of the zone as well. He actually thinks he's closer, but I think, yeah, he spotted the gun on the tree there. He's going to get a tag up. He has the nades as well. One nade will finish Upasik off.
This is actually good for Faye.
Oh, the nade's perfect. The nade is perfect. Faye, with his 2 kills right at the end, on 2 solos to secure the win. We saw Trico,
24 points.
We saw Trico have the big kill. I think it was the 3rd place in the end in game 1, and now Faye coming in with his own big performance. So the 24 points combined with those points are going to push them right up the leaderboard. They're a team that I think they were down in the 35th coming into the day. So the fact that they've had 2 games now that have been massive for them could be really, really helpful. But once again, look at those duos in the top 5. Desperados, Friend, Beauty and the Beast, Powerful. They're all teams that are so consistently up to the top.
Now I'm doing a little bit of math, and Team Valted with those 24 points should be now around, let's say, 18th, 19th place. So they will need a really good game, the last one. But for now, the Moonwolf Bugatti, who were 29 before this game and went out really early. It was around 16th place, didn't manage to get that many kills. Let's see. Well, we have it here. 13th place, only 2 kills. They needed a big game and kind of failed to get one. So they're in tough spot right now.
Yeah, but there is going to be one more opportunity for these teams to have a big game. We're going to be going into the last game of Wingman, the last game of the night, to see who makes it into the finals after this break. One more game, one more plane, and we're about to get in it. Going straight over the middle of Irangel. Pushing here, and after this game, we're going to know exactly who's going to be in that Wingman finals, competing for, what is it? Is it 40 grand?
Is 40 grand?
It's ridiculous amount. I wish I was playing for that.
Yeah, definitely. I tried. Didn't happen.
I know the feeling all too well.
Yeah, but now, if you look at the stats, 3 teams from this lobby, 17, 18, 19th place, just 3 points separating them from the 16th place they want to get. And actually Validate in front in 18th and 19th, and OG QWERTY with Wasabi and King Errol in 17th. All of these teams in need of good game to progress into those finals where they can play for that huge amount of money.
But we've already seen Validate have 2 good games today, so if they can have one more, it doesn't necessarily have to be an amazing game. If you're that close, if you can just make it to the top 5 maybe, or get like 6-7 kills, that's when you're at the point where one of those teams above you slips up and you just hop straight over them up to the top of the leaderboard. So I think that definitely those 3 teams are for a really strong shout. Some of the other teams, they might have to win with a lot of kills to even be anywhere close, but perhaps it's still possible for some of them.
Hold up. Oh, okay. Wait, I see Muke and Aka's kills in this. And this is probably the first time I see them, the last crew duo.
Right.
Did they get into the wrong lobby or?
No, I don't think they were playing earlier. I think they were busy. They're finished, right?
Yes. Oh, they were playing the Frag League.
Yeah, the
finals.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. So that's why they weren't here. But
another GLL tournament, but they overlapped a little. That's a little unfortunate.
But they can come back. I think they're quite close to the top of the leaderboard, aren't they? I know they had a really good week 1 at least. I'm not quite sure where they are, but they were at the top at the start of the night. I think, like they were like I think 4th at the start of the night. So I don't think it mattered too much that they didn't play. They might need a good game, and they've already lost one of their players, so that's gonna be a bit rough. Chico securing that one, but they might need a good game. But I think they're actually still in for a shout. Yeah, they were in 5th at the start of the. No, that was their.
Yeah, but now they're 32nd, and with a gap of 26, 20. Oh my god, that's 29 points separating them from.
Yeah, so basically have to win with like 7 or 8 kills to have a chance. Axskills has already lost his teammate, so I think they're just playing for fun at this point. You can see the player from. You can see it today. He's just going to jump out in the open. This is. Oh, he's run the wrong way. Axskills thought he had the lineup, but Tilla decides to run south instead of north, and I think the kill gets denied.
I'm just wondering which tournament actually Page and his teammate preferred. I'm not really sure right now. I'm looking for them. That's another team that was playing actually in Frag League's finals today for the.
Oh, I know they played that. So.
Progress. Oh, okay. Well, but let's focus back on the game we have right now, and we have the first circle coming southwest. Not bad circle, but not many teams actually inside of this circle.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good once again for Barashong and Umlik, who, as I said, they already had some good games today. So if they can start with one more game to end the night, one more big performance, then potentially we'll be seeing them in the finals over the next few weeks.
Right now they're in 14th place with 108 points, so they have 4 points clear of the 16th. But as well, friend Diggs and Jupajic are in the really good spot. So these are the 2 teams that actually fight for the positions right now with the strong position inside the circle. We want to see if they're gonna utilize it as well as they should or as they can. But for now, there's not really much happening on the map actually.
Yeah, it's been a surprisingly quiet game. Black's actually pushing towards it. I think it's actually the other way around. Desperado pushed towards Black. They know roughly where he is, I think. But yeah, it's been a quiet start to the game. I think everyone sort of realized who was contesting who and decided to back off as a result. Just go to their own spots. Especially those teams sort of towards the middle of the leaderboard. The teams that still have a chance of getting through. That they can't risk having that contest early on.
Yes.
Oh, Tau Zero.
Play on safe
Oh.
side. But Calvin Klein and Tau Zero are just having fun right now.
Yeah, but he had the perfect lineup on Black and then just realized he hadn't reloaded his gun. But it doesn't matter because Calvin Klein gets the spray, gets Black down, and now Meister is just not in a position to help at all.
But Meister, I believe, and Black are pretty much safe as well on the 6th place. So it doesn't hurt all that much. They will progress into the finals, most likely.
You have to wonder now, those jurors that have already made it through, like, are they going to mess around a bit? Are they going to go really aggressive? Is there going to be are they going to try and decide who makes it through and who goes out? Because they definitely have the opportunity to do that.
Well, Desperado's definitely doing so. They started with an early push, despite they didn't really have to. And they want to have the fun right now. I'm more curious about the Beauty and the Beast duo. As Steelers and Hookstar are in the middle of the zone, or really close to it, so I don't think they're gonna on the hunt for points right now. They can another team that can just go AFK and be like, if you find us in the compound, kill us, few points for you. We don't really care. They're actually 26 points clear on the top.
That's pretty much over a win away, so it's going to be a pretty safe one for them. Looks like Trico and Faye are going a little bit aggressive here, pulling up on the edge of the zone, looking towards those Desperado players. I think Trico actually landed a couple of shots here, but nothing doing for now. Yeah, as we said, they're a team that's so close to making it into that top 16. With the two big performances that they've had so far today, really pushed them much further up the leaderboard than they've been all the time. But they just need that 10, 15 points a game, and they're well within a chance of making it.
Yes, well, maybe it would work if they won't lose one player early, but this time they seem they have it together, and they want to play as a duo this time around, surprisingly. But they have LG15 just pushing really close behind them. Maybe a few points coming their way, but the Desperados are actually pushing that way as well, so those are with a kind of a spray with a tapping LG, and he gets into his vehicle. Not willing to take this fight. He's solo there. His teammate is. I don't know. I don't see him at all. But now he gets in spin and pushed by Trico and Fai. They've managed to land a couple of shots and. Okay. Those that I just stepped in.
Yoink. Desperados are great. Like, they're literally just running straight at Faye Trico. They just want this aggression, but the longer Tau Zero keeps them busy, the easier it is for Calvin Klein to sneak up on this. You can tell they just want every fight possible now that they've made it through. The Validate duo needs to be really careful here.
That's your question, if they want to have fun or will take it seriously. Answered, I believe. They want to have some fun right now.
The Calvin Klein has got so close without being heard here. I think if he gets over this ridge, then it's going to be all she wrote for Validators. It'll just be in such a good position. I wonder if maybe Chico heard him. Yeah, Chico did hear him. He's going to get the spray down. Lovely heads up play by Chico here to be aware that the second player wasn't there. And now all of a sudden Desperado is down to 1 and feeding kills to Validate.
That is actually good for them. Validate can be really happy they managed to get 2 kills really early. So that's 4 points, and by actual right now leaderboards they should be in, but we don't know what is really happening in the second group. So we can't be ever so sure. And anywhere else? Wasabi and King Errol getting pushed by Zdera in the south, close to Ferry.
Zdera is on a good flank. He's sneaking out right behind them. He should be able to pounce. He's got the perfect lineup. He's just waiting. He's got an M24, so it's not the best gun here. If he had a DMR, it's so easy for him to get the kill, but the longer he waits here, the more opportunity he has to mess us up. At this point, given how close they are, he'd just go for the spray, I think. He's going to see them get in the car. This might be the opportunity, but he's waited too long, I think. He's going to land the headshots. Can he get the knock? He's actually put them both down super low, and they've got out of the car.
He
Wasabi now
managed to get one headshot on each.
But Wasabi's now actually in a really good position to flank this. If he can get the shots off. Zadira, I think, just a bit of indecision as he was forced to try and land the headshot with the M24 rather than going for the spray. Potentially it's going to cost him a lot here. Jesse's not in a position to help him at all.
But he's disengaging, and look at the shrink. Wow. That's one is tough.
If you're not in the zone, it becomes really hard to get in. You can pull up on that north hill. It's not too hard, but if you want to try and progress towards that center, it becomes really rough.
But this is, to be honest, like, I'm not even sure that is more than 60% playable, because you don't want to go on the island. Because, you know, it's gonna go away from there, and now you have like 60% of the zone only that is made out of the land you can play from. And Battlestrong and Homelick playing a huge split. For some reason, they feel in it. Now, Hookstar and Siller is actually pushing on Wasabi and King Errol.
I'm not sure they know they're there. I think they pulled up. I'm not sure they know there's a Joe. And now Wasabi's striking. It's one of the teams that's so close to making it in. And Wasabi a bit of overstaying his welcome there, and Silas is able to knock him down. He's able to get a couple of tags onto King Earl now as well. Lands the headshot, so King Earl down to about 10 HP. Silas has the nade as well. If he can land this, then it's going to be our 17th place team going down.
I think he's going for... I'm not sure he was aiming in a good way with that nade. But Wasabi is getting picked up, and Silas is really close.
Yeah, but he hasn't seen him. I don't think he's realised the risk going off. Now I've seen him now. This nade might be perfect to just get another knock onto Wasabi. Go straight towards him. I don't know if it's gone far enough. It hasn't, but he should be able to spot out Wasabi for free here. He's going to spot him in the grass. Gets the knock. Can he spot the second player? He can't, but he gets the flush for now. He gets stuck on the rock though. Gets put low, so he has to go for the peak. He doesn't have the opportunity to med. And King Earl gets the kill, but Jadera and Jesse get a push on this. Going to try and finish him off.
King Geralt actually lost his teammate as well, and now if Humlik would be watching this side, he would probably have the really good overview on him. But Humlik is just running around his house, trying to spot if somebody actually sneaked up in Ferry Pier towards him, but he is clear there. Zera and Jesse actually not pushing that hard, taking their time, and they seem to disengage. But right now, Upajik and Diggs really close to good people only. They're sharing the same compound, and I'm not sure they probably know about each other. I believe there was a few pot shots going here and there. But apart from that, the rest is pretty much clear. The rest of the zone, no fights coming in. Actually, Zdar and Jesse pushing towards King Errol.
What is that? What is that? That is an absolutely disgusting circle.
Oh my god. There is
I
no
don't even
space
know.
there.
I mean, the circle's going to end in Ferry Pier. There's not really any opportunity for it to go anywhere else. There's literally like one spot the next centre of the circle can go.
Oh my god.
I feel so bad for all the teams that are in, all the teams that are close to making it. But actually, we might get. So what? Gifted's already in, right? They're 13th. They've just got QWERTY joining them. Like King our last one up, but it looks like Trico and Faye might actually come in on Ferry Pier as well. So we might get all those teams that are close coming into Ferry Pier. Meanwhile, Running Horde have pulled up just next to Bloody Jesse and Jadera here. They got the initial tags up. Jesse put low, but for now there's nothing coming from it. Esperados actually goes down, so Powerful getting a kill. This gunfight for the hill might get really messy as we see the Validate duo going to try and sneak in, I think. We've also got the duo from Friend. We've got Good People Only. We've even got Counter-Strike joining in. Dice goes down to them.
But, oh, Trico and Fire, I was curious about them, about their position. They're now on the edge of the zone, on the northeast side of it, trying to get some more points. And Zera actually managed to kill Intense, so that's him gone, and his team as well. Now Fire and Trico can surprise them by the shots in the back. Fire is just creeping up. I'm not sure he's aware where any of them is. He's looking. He spots
Validate
Jesse.
strike. There he gets one. Can he get the second? He can. He gets both kills. 4 already for Validate. A team we said was about 5 points away coming into this game, and they're already on 8 points. They're already into the placement. It's looking like a really strong game for them. Another one after 2 massive performances.
Johnny and Salty actually pushing straight towards them. That's another few points maybe incoming.
They actually look like just about going to be able to escape, but they have to stop in the middle of the open. Because that car was about to blow up. Fist has made it to the rock. Faye, you should have dead body there, pal. They've made it to the rock, but there's just no cover. But that was a lovely tag by Johnny onto Faye. Puts him low. He's going to use a med kit, which he's got 3 of somehow. This is a massive fight for Validate. I think, if they win this gunfight, they'll make it through to the finals.
They're definitely through. Then we have to look on Jupagic and Deeks and Battlestrong and Humlik, as they are in not the safest positions.
Faye spots Johnny's foot. He tags him twice, but he has to be careful Salty Mate doesn't get an off angle. This nade, I'm not sure if it reaches, but if it does, that's going to be a really nice little nade. Alright, actually, I think he cooked it, and that was the only reason it didn't get there. The next nade comes in, gets Salty Mate down, lovely by Faye, and the third nade is beautiful. Faye already up to 4 kills, making it rain with the portable red zone. Johnny and Salty Mate go down, and now they're in a really strong position. If they can hold out that compound, they have the entire hill to themselves. 6 kills already, 12 points plus the placement. It's looking really good for them. Good people only are making this push though. Meanwhile, onto Friend. They've got Upazig tagged up. They're going to get him down. Turbo Banana gets the second spray as well. They grab both kills. Easy as you like.
Are out of it.
Yeah, I don't think they can make it through now. So really, if we're looking at this, King Earl from Quality and the Validate duo up on the north are the only people here that are sort of not in the top 16 that are in for a really strong chance of making it. I think that there's potentially a duo or two that might sneak in with a big performance. But now this is where Validate need to once again hold out this compound. Lovely shots by Trico onto Turbo Banani. But if they can hold out this compound, hold out good people only, you have to think they're probably just going to get a top 5 for free.
Coyote is just looting, and I believe this wasn't the smartest of the choice because the zone is pushing, but it's really slow. He should be able to pick up Turbo Banani. But while he was looting Turbo Banana, he could have picked it up and they could be on the run already as the zone is right on their back. But Lucaruk's getting a knock on the Rip, and that's another team in 23rd place with still some possibility to get in. If they will have really huge game, we talk about 20 to 25 points once again. So they has to be careful, and Rip will bleed out to the blue. Now look at the AK skills.
He came in on a boat and now he's just chilling on the island. Obviously, with the fact that the water shift happens on a full circle, now it can go anywhere. In theory, it could actually shift all the way back onto the ferry pier. You could get a ferry pier ending.
I wonder if we can actually go to the island where he is. Because you can walk there. I believe that area between the ferry pier and that island, there's a little walkable area. It's not considered a water. So it may actually end there as well. What is Meister doing? Oh my god, he has a Tommy gun.
He's found a Tommy gun on the floor. He's just shooting it for fun. I mean, there's no way he's going to get pushed. So he's just making some songs in this shack. He's left his gun on the floor for now. He's actually got 2 Tommy guns in the shack somehow.
Yeah, enough ammo to spam.
Draw a smiley face. Come on. Give us a smiley.
Sometimes, unfortunately, we can't communicate with the players. Just to tell them, like, now you are on the screen, do something. But that's not the thing here.
Draw something. Do it.
But Turbo Banana and Coyote on the north are engaging against Rico and Fire, and they want to sort this out.
And as Fire's Validate allowed them to leave the compound. Is it perhaps a bit of a passive play? But they're going to spot Banani on the rock now. Rico's going to get the lineup with this SKS. 2 bullets will put him down as their headshots are brutal with that gun. But Coyote might be able to sneak up. I think Banani's seen him. Is just baiting him now as Coyote sneaks closer. I have to be careful because one nade, I think they're actually close enough that one nade will take them both out. But it looks like maybe they're going to back off. I think they're a bit nervous about the gunfight. But Coyote is potentially in a really good position here to strike. We can stay undetected for a while. Make sure it doesn't get spotted on this tree. Rico might get a really good timing here if he can get slightly up the ridge. I think he'll actually see him jumping around in the open. But no, he's going to run back right, and this maybe it's going to go all wrong here as Coyote is so close in such a good position to strike here. Oh, but those nades not quite landing close enough. He's going to walk straight on top of Coyote here. Going to get straight up from the side, but there's at least one beyond. But he's actually spotted him. Chico's seen him. Coyote with a bit of a passive play here, and maybe it's not worked out as his teammate's gone down to the nades. Chico's now backing off, making sure his teammate's in a position to help him out. It almost still went wrong, but actually it's looking really good here. That nade's not quite close enough to take out Chico. Now he's going to return fire, give him a nade of his own, and that might be all she wrote for good people only. It's just close enough. Yeah, it takes him down. Chico once again with the double. That's 8 kills already for Validate.
Oh my god, they are just going at it. This is really good, for really strong performance from them. Oh, Meister actually getting washout. So
Didn't do it
he
with the
took
Tommy
final this car.
So
Yeah.
not good enough. Akis Skills has actually progressed all the way to the center of the circle somehow, and he's just got a guy sat in the shack right next to him. I don't think he's realized he's throwing those nades up. I think maybe King L jumped out earlier on.
Yeah, but King Girl is the one in the need of the good. In the good of a good game.
He's already got the 2 kills, but the problem is Validator doing so well that unless 2 teams drop out of that top 16, then it's going to become really tough for him to outperform Validate, who already have 16 points from the kills. Faye actually gets another one, so there we go, 18. And I think they actually knocked Lucaworks as well, so that should be their 10th of the game.
The Trico is knocked right now, and not sure Faye will be able to pick him up. There's a lot of smokes, and King Girl actually getting AK skill, so
Quasi and Validate, I think. Oh, those shots are perfect. Strong. Seen him, I think, through the edge of the smoke, takes him out. So Validate finally go out in 6th. But I think there's
believe, yeah, that should be enough, I believe.
Yeah, I think 9 kills was that 18 points plus 6th, which is
around 8, 10 points.
It's 4, isn't it?
4 only.
Yeah, because it's 2 in super settings, and you double it, so it's 4 plus 18, so 22 points for this game.
All right, but Battle Strong now in the and Humelik trying to confirm their spot in the finals. 2 kills, few positions, and they were clear like 4 points, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think they should make it off the back of this, especially if they can get this kill onto Meisters, maybe even Ivis as well. At that point, it's going to become that a 3-way fight. We're actually in a full-on Fairy Pier ending. If they're going to get the kill onto Meisters, one more bullet will do it. You can actually see it. Yeah, he does get it. Battlestrong gets the kill. 3rd of the game, and he's going to spot Ivis in the middle of the open, but Humlik gets it before he can. So 4 kills now for Gifted. Somehow, some way, QWERTY have gone into the top 3 as well. But UFA looking to close out strong here. They've already got a couple, only the 1 kill, but they've managed to make their way into the top 3 now in a 2v2v1.
UFA should be pretty safe. They had 112 points.
I genuinely
really
don't think
this time around.
I've ever seen the circle end in Fairy Pier. In like the 1,500 hours I've played and all the hours I've watched, I've never seen it in my life.
I saw it when James played like 2-3 weeks ago. He actually went AFK while running into the Fairy Pier to answer the doors, and he still managed to get in the Fairy Pier, and the zone ended somewhere real close. I think it was around that Potter Tower, close to King Errol.
Yeah, I've seen a couple where it's like on the road, but I wouldn't be surprised if this circle goes south. Just the way it's been shifting so far this game. It just ends on the beach, just to really annoy people. Even if it goes all the way west and somehow ends on the edge of the Fairy Pier.
Well, I don't believe it's going to actually annoy anyone in this lobby, as all of them should be safe into the finals. I'm actually curious because there will be a lot of change in the standings with Team Validate doing what they've done this game.
Ivan gets a really nice spur into Humlik now, so getting it into pretty much a 2v1v1 now. Battlestrong trying to return the favor, trying to get Ivan down. It's been spotted though, but 1 nade is close enough. Can he land it? I think it's just going to go on the other side of the ridge. Does it bounce over? Not quite. So Battlestrong surviving for now, but he recognizes that he's going to have a little red zone coming towards him if he doesn't back off. Gets into the hard cover for now, but the nades are coming towards him in short order. They flush out Humlik, so just Battlestrong left. Actually going to back off all the way. I think he's trying to just make sure that he secures the 2nd place. So make sure that he can just survive for now.
And he has 5 nades himself. I think he a little bit forgot about them. Now is he going to pick out the crate? Yes.
reason not to at the end of the day. What is it?
I'm not sure. He left the gun in.
Yeah, orb. This
Yeah,
one. Best gun in the game. Well, best AR rather.
but the 3 gear is what was probably the driving.
I think based on the fact that he has an AK, I don't think he wanted to pick it up because of the ammo. It's fair enough. But I love that little thing. It's really underrated as a gun. I suppose in this circle it's not really that important, but the fact is you can spray really long ranges with it. You put a 4x on it and spray with it, it's really strong. But I suppose if you're in this sort of urban ending, you don't really need the range that gun provides. It's actually the sort of circle where, funny enough, you want an MK14. If you put that thing on full auto and just hip fire it as you walk into a building, you will win every gunfight you take.
Yes.
It's so strong.
Even the red dot or hip fire and you will be just alright. Maybe also, I'm not sure how much does it cake with a 3x on it.
I mean, you might as well just hip fire at that point. Especially if you go into a building, you can clear it much easier with the hip fire.
Definitely.
King Owl really likes this shack. Must be said. It's just sitting here for the whole time. It looks like the youth duo didn't really want to go too aggressive. Everyone's just sort of relaxing, so we have a bit of a stalemate. As the 3 teams left to just relax in these houses. Quick toilet break.
Well, Battlestrong is, I think, taking one. No, he's just behind the house. Well, no really need for anyone to push, and there's only 4 people alive for a pretty big zone, to be honest. And Fafans and Ivan definitely don't have to go anywhere. They will be, I believe, right on the star. So they can just sit in the house and just wait till King Errol and Battlestrong kind of sort things out, then they will sweep the rest and easily win the game, most likely.
I have to expect the Oof closest to this end of the circle. Obviously, there's one more zone to come before we go central. With their position,
oh yeah.
We've got one more shift and then it goes central. But they have an opportunity to make their way to the western barn if it does shift there, and they can also progress pretty easily onto Battlestrong. So you have the thing they're in the better position. But with the way duos works is when you come down to these 3 teams, you basically want to be the last one that fights. Because then you get all the information about where everyone is. As soon as that engagement happens, you get the information about where both teams are. You also can come into a fight where teams are low HP, where teams have potentially been knocked. Obviously in this, it doesn't really matter unless you're one of the solos trying to push Oof. But if you can be the one that's sneak attacking rather than the one that's engaging early on, that's when you're looking really strong. The circle does go west. I wouldn't be surprised if Oof back off to the barn now. Obviously it's going to end right on the edge of it. You either try and hold out all the people that are in ferry pier from this building, which is a little bit rough in my opinion, or you back off.
In between and the barn, so that's, I believe it's straight on the road in between the barn and them.
Yeah, and they're gonna back off to the barn.
Now Battlestrong and King Errol can both go from the north, respectively east side of the things, to engage on the circle, but they have to pick their fight really soon, or whether their direction more likely.
I wouldn't be surprised if Earl just stays in that barn until the last circle, because there is a ridge to the west of it that he can play on. Yeah, you pan around once you've got a bit of quiet, so you can actually get pretty central into the circle. A, without being seen from the barn, and B, without being seen from the compound. So we'll be surprised if he stays up there for now. Battlestrong is a bit of a more unusual position. I think maybe he'll try and progress to the south of the barn onto the wall, try and use that to sort of catch players as they leave. But apart from that, I mean, obviously he has the edge of the town, but he's then going to be the first one to move next circle.
He's slowly sneaking around the building, so he expects them to be still in the yellow building, probably didn't call them rotating back. Now just trying to spot them as he progresses. Once he will realize they are not there, he can play around those walls, which will put him in the little bit of the better position.
But Oof looks like maybe they're getting a bit impatient since Puffham's temporarily was looking for an alternative angle, but it looks like he's changed his mind. I think they're just going to sit in the house. They do have the barn windows that they can use if we look. There is a tree in the way, which makes it a bit awkward, but they can still see sort of towards the Battlestrong's area, towards the north side of the circle, and control it pretty well from where they are.
Yeah, they definitely have the best position right now. Just need to hold it up.
If Battlestrong can get on the wall to his north, he can. If he can then wait for the gunfight to happen, this position becomes really strong because anyone that needs to leave the barn is to engage in him. He's actually spotted Ewang, I think. This nade comes in. Is it going to hit the... It's actually going to hit Fuffins, I think. No, Fuffins just gets inside. He's down to 1 HP. They did spot him in return, and now this is maybe King L's opportunity to strike. Oh, I love this by Strong. He's going to smoke. He's a lovely little heads-up play to make sure he doesn't get flanked. But he hits that window break, and now he has to know surely that there's someone on the western side of the zone. Comes a bit rough, but they're going to push 2v1. If he can get the first knock, then maybe he's going to be in a strong position. But as soon as he can't get that knock, that's when it's going to become really rough. And King L right behind him is going to get the spray down, I think. He sees him, the smoke just for now obscuring him, but now he's right in the open.
Now we get the best position. He actually pushed towards the house.
He's in the complete open for King L. If the smoke's clear and LP just ridge, we'll see him just flush him. Super easy. I can actually see him there. He's going to get the kill pretty easy now. Secures the second, but you actually can't hit the shot. So Battlestrong maybe being given a bit of a lifeline. He's actually going to strike onto Oof, who gets the kill. King L gets the first knock. Is he going to go for the flush? Yeah, he's just going to flush the kill, secure the 2 points. He's already got the second place. He knows exactly where Yurang is. So a 1v1 now to win the game. Both teams, I think, should be safe with this. It's all about making sure you're 100% safe just by winning the game.
Well, that's 4 kills on OG QWERTY. So that's a few decent points. And with the positions, it's really good for them. But then this is really good from King L. He's utilizing the smokes. I believe Oof throw. And Oof used
No, it was his
for his
smokes.
advantage. He smokes? Alright.
Yeah, when he was on the wall, he used all his smokes. But now you have to think, the fact that he's been able to get onto this wall, as I was saying earlier, now he's just been able to hold people in the barn. Oof needed to use that position as a position of power, but instead a little bit too passive, but it doesn't matter. Ewang strikes first. I think he landed a headshot and just instantly wipes out King L, so secures the final win of the group. Elsewise, we saw Validate with the what was it, 10 kills in the end, I think they got. And the placement, it was 9 kills to 6th place, so they're looking at good mass 22 points, so they should be safe. I think we have to expect they're going to be in the top 16, but up at the top of the leaderboard, Gifted, a team that was close to the 16th place mark, they should be in as well. I think maybe.
Okay, I think we have the points from the first group in. Gifted are still in, which means they will boost up. And Oof is still in. So none of these teams actually fall down. The teams that fall down was OG
Yeah,
QWERTY, but there are no points counted yet.
Yeah, game 4 is not up yet for not the points aren't in yet for the other group.
For Goose, yeah.
And another for this group. So I will say, if you guys hop over to the main GLL channel, twitch.tv/GLL, you'll be able to see the final, I think the final moments of the final game, which obviously will define whether those teams do actually make it in. But I think they'll also do a little run over the leaderboard just to see who makes it through. So if you guys head over there, if you want to watch some more PUBG. But I've been the Saint with Samiak. I hope you've enjoyed the casting of GLL Wingman Season 7 EU. But if you come back on Monday, I think it's 1 CST, I think it is.
1 CST with NA teams.
Yeah, so we've got the last 4 from the NA group, which unfortunately I won't be there as I'm busy. But I expect it will probably be
I'm not
Samiak
sure
on the
as
job.
well, but probably I will be there. But Saint, it was wonderful 3 weeks casting this one. Huge experience. I really loved it. And thank you to all our viewers. I hope you enjoyed the games, and now we have to wait for the final standings to see who is actually going to play for those huge 40,000. Is it in dollars, I believe?
Yeah, it's $40,000. Thanks for watching, and good night.